calling to say I
What is up, fight fans? Welcome to MMA Weekly's live coverage of UFC 327 in the MIA. Oh man, Miami is packed tonight. The celebrities are out everywhere in full effect, and the UFC, as always, commands center stage. I'm Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease at Jim Grease _ Cageside Grease on social media. And yeah, MMA Weekly as well at MMA Weekly. You want to say this, right? The longest running independently owned MMA website in the world, and the biggest with MMA Weekly, more than 20 years. We're pushing 25 right now. We've been here for every pay-per-view since the pandemic, and we are not stopping with this. And we have a lot of other content that we bring your way, like the MVP fights coming up, big boxing matches as well. But the UFC is always our number one. And I'll tell you what, man, it's a stacked card in Miami. It doesn't have the biggest names on this card. Cub Swanson may beg to differ. He just finished a fight in the octagon, and man, he's in the octagon right now as they do a video tribute to him. And Cub Swanson, man, he's going out on top. What an unbelievable, it's crazy. You know, I mean, we're crowning a champion in the light heavyweight division tonight. We're seeing Kelvin Gastelum. You know what I mean? We love KG up there in the UFC. Paulo Costa on this card. So many big-time fights to be here with you tonight. Of course, the main event of this fight is going to be a big one, and we're going to be all over this one all night long. Obviously, it's Jiri Prochazka and Carlos Ulberg, and that is the main event. Cub Swanson just defeated Nate Landwehr by TKO round 1, 406 punches, and man, just like that, unbelievable. So I'm really excited about that. And Kelvin Gastelum actually was on the undercard, and he lost to Vicente Luque. What a great, couple of veterans, longtime fighters in the UFC, and I'm really excited to see the rest of the night, how the rest of these fights go. Many, many things to be determined tonight. How about Dominic Reyes and Johnny Walker at light heavyweight coming up next? I mean, these guys were title contenders at one point, right? Curtis Blades and Josh Hokit. What's wrong with Josh Hokit? Maybe nothing, maybe everything, maybe somewhere in between, right? Look at Cub Swanson in the octagon with his family. What a fighter Cub Swanson is, man. What a guy he is. Unbelievable. Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, in the crowd tonight. Chito Vera. It's always packed with celebs in Miami. And, of course, we got the co-main event, Henry Cejudo in the house. Azamat Merzakonov against Paulo Costa, and then Prochazka against Ulberg, the main event. Oh, on a champion right there, man. Merzakonov, man, I like Merzakonov. He's Paulo Costa's in for a fight tonight, and that's the co-main event in Miami. So we're very excited to have you here and to be here all night long as we settle in on MMA Weekly. Look at that beautiful shot of the arena in Miami. That is the Costa Center, home of the Miami Heat. I can tell you that I did so many things in that building over the years. It's beautiful. It's right on Biscayne Bay. I used to cover the Miami Heat for years. When they won the NBA championship, I was there. And just an unbelievable feeling for the UFC to be in a building like that, in a city like Miami, and just an unbelievable card for you tonight. And I'm thinking about this. It's a turning point for the light heavyweight division tonight for sure with Jiri Prochazka, and Ulberg. And so with Alex Poatan going up to heavyweight, never got the John Jones fight that he said he wanted for the White House, and Jones is pretty much saying he's done at this point. But, man, when you're talking about Alex Pereira, he's been the face of the UFC. Now he goes up to heavyweight to try to win that belt too. And just like when Ngannou did it, to me, it takes away from it that it's not John Jones. It actually really does. And I'm not trying to be, funny about it or anything like that, but it does. It takes away from it when it's not John Jones. And by the way, Cub Swanson was anywhere from -108 to -122. So obviously, if you had Cub Swanson there, you did all right. because that wasn't too much to put down to win a little bit of money. Dominic Reyes and Johnny Walker coming up next. Both fighters trying to reestablish the relevance. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing for these guys. They were at the top of the heap for a while, and especially Dominic Reyes. A lot of people thought he beat John Jones in Houston in February of 2020, right before the world shut down with the pandemic. That was the second to last pay-per-view the UFC did before the pandemic. The one right before was Israel Adesanya and Yoel Romero at, I believe it was UFC 248. So I'm really, really pumped about that. And by the way, Cub Swanson did retire. We kind of figured he would tonight, right? And that's something that, man, you hate losing a guy like that. But he's had a hell of a run. And we'll talk more about Cub as the night goes on. First, we're going to get the sage set for Walker and Reyes. Reyes is anywhere from -148 to -162. Walker +124 to +136. The dog. Johnny Walker, of course, the chaos, the herky-jerky movements, not always looking like he's all there. And in a fight, that can actually work to your benefit, as it has for him many times, right? And then Dominic Reyes, he's a more technical striker. He's a football player at heart. He's just a tough dude who willed his way, I feel like, in the UFC. And I feel like whoever lands the first clean shot is going to win this fight. I really do. I don't think this fight is going the distance. You blink and it's over, possibly for Reyes and Walker. But I'm really excited to see these two guys get in there. We got a couple minutes until this fight, and we'll get back to that. You know, the next one up is Curtis Blades and Josh Hokit. Curtis Blades, poor dude's up there trying to do the weigh-in and do the face-off, and this dude's like screaming, yelling. If you saw him screaming and yelling at Jiri this week. And then the co-main event, Azamat Merzakonov. I have to make sure I say it's like a hockey name, right? Against Paulo Costa. Card reshuffle elevated to the co-main, right? Costa's lost 4 of his last 6, the Brazilian. And, of course, the undefeated Merzakonov. I mean, it's crazy, right? He's a -230 to -245 favorite over the eraser with the secret juice. We'll see if the secret juice can help out Paulo Costa tonight. You know what I'm saying? But Merzakonov, relentless pressure and power and consistency. And then when you look at Paulo Costa, obviously explosive early in his fights. And he's been in there with some big dogs and done really well for himself. And then, of course, there's the main event, Jiri Prochazka, Carlos Ulberg. Oh, man, that's going to be a lot of fun. I mentioned Alex Pereira vacating the belt, moving up to heavyweight. But, you know, you're looking at an even fight. You know, -110 on both sides. Prochazka by KO is +140. I kind of like that from Jiri. You know, what a striker he is. But Ulberg, a counter striker, more of a technical dude, whereas Jiri brings the chaos with the samurai sword and the ponytail. You know what I'm saying? Just chaos, pressure, durability, the big fights he's been in, the guys he's been in there with. Obviously, it's been huge for Jiri. The fight's trending under 2.5 rounds for the main event. So we'll see, you know, because Ulberg, elite kickboxer, right, to go in against the striker in Prochazka. And, you know, no matter what you think about the White House card, they're running a promo for it right now. I don't know why Cyril Gane's on that card. I don't want to get started on that again. I did it for the whole show last time. But while I have a second before things get crazy around here, let me just ask you, hey, where are you watching from tonight? Where are you watching from tonight? Roll call, MMA Weekly. We do this every fight card. We do the roll call as well. And I just saw what the octagon's going to look like. The rendering in front of the White House says Donald Trump stands next to Hunter Campbell at UFC 327 in Miami tonight. Gaethje's in the house. Everyone in the world's there. I was going to go to this fight card, but I decided to hold up and spend that loot over the summer at International Fight Week. But Freedom 250 is coming up. You know, the press conference at the Lincoln Memorial. The Fan Fest is at the Ellipse, and the 2 Fan Fests are at the Ellipse, you know. So it's going to be interesting. The free ticketed event, the Fan Fest, and so we'll see how they do that. But I will say this, it's a very disappointing card. People have beaten this to death. I don't need to go into it anymore. You guys obviously know that. We've talked about it 1,000 times, and we don't need to get into it anymore. But real quick before we hit the next fight, I just wanted to talk for a minute, if I might, about Cub Swanson. I've always loved this dude, and who doesn't love Cub Swanson? Just represented this sport with so much grace and class and style. And, you know, when Cub Swanson's retiring, I know I'm getting old. I know this is when I really have Frankie Edgar's gone. You know, it's one thing when Chuck and Tito were gone, but now that Frankie Edgar's gone and, you know, Cub Swanson's leaving now and Poirier's gone and Cormier's gone and Jones is gone. It's like, wow, man, Anderson Silva's gone. GSP's gone. You know, that's the era when I first became a super fan. I've always been a fan, but a super fan after I started covering the sport. Because after you start covering the sport, you get to meet and know the athletes. And what happens there, right? What happens when you get to meet and know the athletes? You do really, really get attached to them, because MMA fighters, UFC fighters, for the most part, super cool dudes and girls, right? For the most part. Not all, but it's just like life. But even the guys who sell fights like Connor, they've all been good dudes. And these two guys right here, Dominic Reyes, Johnny Walker, two of the coolest dudes I've met in the UFC. Why don't you play another commercial, Paramount Plus? And now I know why it's only $9.99 a month. Good Lord. But yeah, he had a Cub Swanson, man, just a great career, a special career. He had adoptive parents. He had all kinds of trouble growing up. If you don't know the backstory, take a look at it, man. Take a look at Cub Swanson's backstory. Joe Stevenson used to be a UFC fighter, invited Cub to train with him. And that was his transition into professional MMA. He was in street fights, drinking alcohol, doing drugs. He and his friends committed a house robbery. He was in juvie. And that's one of the reasons I love this sport. No one can ever say a word about this sport to me. Usually it's idiots who don't know a thing about it. You know what I mean? You're whatever. Anyway, so many people have something to say. But for a kid like Cub to grow up the way he did, this sport literally saved his life, man. And it's been that way for so many fighters who I've been lucky enough to meet and know and interview, some of whom since they were teenagers. When I was a wrestling announcer for the high school championships in Arizona, I met guys like Justin Gaethje and Kelvin Gastelum and seeing where they're at now, especially Gaethje headlining the White House card. Although Kelvin's going in the Hall of Fame this year for that fight against Izzy at International Fight Week, which is one of the main reasons I'm going to be up there. So Cub, was a WEC guy. He's been around since 2007, man. 2007. Submitted Tommy Lee by a guillotine choke. Not that Tommy Lee. Remember Tommy Lee wanting to fight Kid Rock in the octagon? Rogan just talked about it on his podcast, man. But WEC, they had him fight Diego Nunes, Jose Aldo in the WEC. Flying knee from Aldo KO'd Cub. But he's just one of those dudes of the Korean Zombie. Just great fight after great fight. Come to the UFC in 2011, and look at him now. Just years and years. Speaking of the UFC Freedom 250, this is like the Gettysburg Address, Cub Swanson's career bio, 18 years ago, Cub Swanson started his MMA career, began training MMA actually in 2003, but just a good dude, a really good dude. He's a father now. You saw his family in the octagon, and I don't know what the future holds for Cub, but I will say this, man. I really hope it's wonderful things, because just such a great dude. And, just a great role model and a tremendous athlete, and just coming from where he came and, achieving what he's achieved. And there are so many guys, and then after their careers, so many guys fall off, and I'm hoping that he doesn't. I'm not saying any names, and you could probably think of a couple right now, but man, it's sad to see Cub go, but his body gave it everything it had. His body gave him everything it had. He's given the sport everything he's had. And I just rather, you see, and by the way, Donald Trump walked in tonight to a much quieter ovation than usual at a UFC fight. And man, people just go up and down like a yo-yo. Calm down, people. Just stay, Jay-Z has a line. One day you're up, next day you're down. Long as you stay the same, it'll come back around. And that's the way I see it. Look at Johnny Walker walking out in Miami, the big smile on his face. He's got the cornrows and the ponytail in the back. And it's just, it's awesome. So Cub Swanson goes out with the finish of Nate Landwehr, 42 years old, ending his career tonight in the octagon. Destroyed Nate Landwehr in the cage tonight. And he looked like he shouldn't retire, is what he looked like, But he said, hey, I've been doing this a long time. I'm terrified every time I come out here, but I try to be brave and just focus. And then what else did he say? I try to be brave and just focus. I was so proud I was able to accomplish. And he did. He really did. And the right hand that finished was just a vicious shot. And Herb Dean, Landwehr trying to get up, was like stumbling across, and Herb's holding him up. It was just cray-cray, man. But big right hand coming right up this way from Cub. As Johnny Walker comes cageward, going to take on Dominic Reyes tonight. Jim Greasehaber, call me, Grease. We're here every pay-per-view, MMA Weekly, live coverage of the UFC numbered events. We'll be here for the Freedom 250 card. We'll be here for the MVP card. Shout out to the MVP card. I know it doesn't have any chance from a, competition standpoint in terms of as good as the fighters are. Nowhere near UFC caliber, but it doesn't need to be, man. You got Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. They might be in their 40s now, and they might be, whatever, and Gina's a wife and Ronda's a mom, and you know what it is, right? But I still want to see that fight. You know what I mean? And you got Francis on that card, and then Diaz and Perry. Guys lost 13 of their last 20 UFC fights combined, but still, they always show up. They always show out. Mike Perry's created a great second career for himself on that other side. He's got Dirty Boxing now, but doing BKFC, and before that, the Triller fights. So good job, there. And so I'm never one to say that, fighters should do anything other than what they want to do. I mean, why would we really care? People always have an opinion. People always have a line in the sand about everything. And I'm just saying, hey, let's just enjoy these guys while they're here. Let's just enjoy these guys while they're here. And speaking of that, there's Johnny Walker right now from Brazil, obviously. Johnny Walker, man, 6 feet, 5 inches tall, 205 pounds, 206 is, I guess, what he weighed at. But, man, just light heavyweight, was a heavyweight for a while. Brown belt in jiu-jitsu, 32 fights, 22 wins, 17 by knockout. The losses, 9 of them. You know what I'm saying? 6 by knockout. But he does have 3 submission wins, and he's lost once by submission as Dominic Reyes starts his walk to the octagon. Yeah, Walker on Dana's Contender Series in August of 2018. Can you believe that's already 7 years ago with Johnny Walker doing the worm? Remember when he dislocated his shoulder? That's a long time ago, man. Remember he faced Khalil Roundtree in November of 2018, won by knockout. That was one of his big fights. Technical knockout loss against Corey Anderson when he got close to the top, close to a title fight. And how about when he faced Jamal Hill in the main event of the UFC Fight Night 201, first round knockout for Jamal Hill, the thrill. And he's faced just about everybody you can imagine. He's coming off a win against Zhang Mingyang. After that, it was losses in back-to-back fights against Magomed Ankalaev and Volkan Ozdemir for Johnny Walker. And meanwhile, Dominic Reyes making the walk to the cage. He's out there right now. He's a little bit older than Johnny Walker, 6'4", 205. Dominic Reyes is 36 years old, actually. And Johnny Walker is I need glasses, 34. He's a couple of years older than Dominic Reyes. I don't know if I should wear these on a show, though. I don't know if that would, no, they're not even here. Thank God. I'd be sitting here going, did I do that? The readers that I wore. You don't know you need readers until you put them on, right? And then you go, the light comes and the clouds part and you hear the angels. Man, that's what happens when I put on readers these days. But yeah, when you talk about Dominic Reyes, a former football player at Stony Brook College on Long Island, how about that? You think about that. And number 24, Dominic Reyes, I bet he's a hard hitter. First team All-Big South playing at Stony Brook. And no doubt, I mean, that's not a major school for football by any means, but, we got like 40 hours between fights here, guys. This is crazy. 40 hours. Unbelievable. But, yeah, he tried out for the CFL. Didn't make the NFL, and man, he was an IT guy in Oak Hills, California, and then he just kind of started training, and here he goes. Amateur record of 5-0, twice the U of MMA champion. By the way, tail of the tape: 6'4" against 6'6", 77-inch reach for Reyes, who's 6'4", 82-inch reach for Johnny Walker, who is 6'6". They're both weighing in at 205, 36 years old versus 34. Minus 170 is what the UFC is listing as the odds, with Johnny Walker as the favorite. But Dominic Reyes just laying waste to people in the UFC till the John Jones fight, right? I mean, you think about when he got into the UFC against Joachim Christensen. He was 6-0 when he came to the UFC. He's 22-9. Oh, excuse me, that's Johnny Walker. Just one moment on that. Johnny Walker was, let me see. Oh, Johnny Walker. He's got a ton of fights in his career. Johnny Walker, 32 fights, 22-9 for him. Dominic Reyes, 15-5. As Johnny Walker salutes the crowd. They love him in Miami. They love him everywhere, right? But you never forget when Reyes comes into the UFC, he beats Christensen and Jeremy Kimball and Jared Cannonier, which was a huge one, right? Never saw that one come with a TKO on the Gorilla. And then Ovince St. Preux by decision. These are all title contenders. Volkan Ozdemir, then Chris Weidman, a former champion. He KOs Weidman. And then you go Jones, Błachowicz, Jiri, and Ryan Spann. Loss for Johnny Walker. Beats Dustin Jacoby, beats Anthony Smith. Shout out to Lionheart, who won last night in the Gamebred submission. Got a submission win over Chase Sherman in Gamebred. But then Nikita Krylov, he beat him, so 3 in a row. But then he lost to Carlos Ulberg, who's the main event tonight. But a nice resurgence by Dominic Reyes, man. The 4 losses in a row. And after the Ryan Spann loss, I'll be the first one to admit, I thought it was toast. I thought it was curtains. I thought he was done. But no, here we go. Let's do it. That's a shout out to my guy Goldie, Mike Goldberg, wherever he is. Love you, brother. Here they come. Start the clock. Look at that. Dominic Reyes and Johnny Walker. Reyes wearing dark gray with the red writing. Walker in royal blue with the white. This is awesome. Yeah, we'll have a running commentary together in the chat as we do every time. Reyes launches a head kick with the left right at the side of the dome of Johnny Walker. And what I'm looking for in this fight is, I mean, look, it's not, I don't think it's going to be a super technical fight. I really don't. I don't think it's going to be a super technical fight, but I think it's going to be a really good fight. Both fighters really need this win. I mean, I'd say, Reyes with a win here, he's maybe another fight or two away from talking about a potential title shot. Look, you got two guys stepping in there tonight, Prochazka and Ulberg. And if you look at the rankings, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's light heavyweight, and light heavyweight is literally kind of a mess right now. Just under 4 minutes left in the first round. Yeah, everybody thinking that this thing's going to end early. Some reason I'm having trouble loading the rankings in my computer, but I'll get to that momentarily. It's neither one of these guys. It's 10 against 12 right here. So they have a little bit of work to do to get back up toward the title shot. And we'll talk about that more because light heavyweight is big on this card tonight. But right now, 3.5 minutes in round number one. And they've just kind of been circling. Nobody's really landed anything, although, Reyes is capable of a kill shot at any time, and so is Johnny Walker. It'll be more of a herky-jerky thing for Johnny Walker, the chaos, the athleticism, right? Always a KO threat. Reyes with that compact delivery, just like a linebacker coming up and smashing you in the hole, right? Just fill that 3 gap, why don't you, Dominic? But he's cleaner, he's more technical, but he's got, I think, just as much, if not more power than Johnny Walker. But a 5-inch reach is a 5-inch reach. Of course, Reyes standing in the southpaw stance, and, Walker... Long arms for Johnny Walker. Reyes, of course, is a southpaw. That has worked in his favor because you can lead with that right, and I like that right that he leads with. And Johnny Walker, by the way, fighting out of Dublin, Ireland. Righty-lefty matchup, man. And it can be really tough. It throws you off. It takes probably half a round to get used to that. So that's what these guys are dealing with right now. A lot of circling going on. Walker misses with a head kick. You think he has a reach advantage with his arms. Why don't they measure reach advantage with legs in the UFC? I always wondered why. Why don't they measure leg reach? You know what I'm saying? Because some guys can kick you from halfway across the octagon, and some guys have to get right up in your kitchen to do it. But Johnny Walker is one of those dudes, go gadget leg, and next thing you know, you don't think he can hit you from wherever he is to where you are, and he'll just nail you, and it'll be lights out. You know what I mean? So, man, this is a good fight. This is a really good fight. Make sure you smash that like button, that bell to be alerted with more things coming your way. And of course, man, smash that subscribe. And by the way, I want to welcome our new audience tonight on MMA Weekly, because not only are we on YouTube, we are also on Facebook Live tonight. We're going to keep adding to that. Every single fight card, we're doing more. We added UFC Fallout after the last pay-per-view. A lot more things coming your way. The UFC is changing. The fight game is changing. We need to change and adapt with it. So many things going on. Well, check us out on Facebook, MMA Weekly, with a ton of people on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. Check us out on Twitter as well. A lot of great stuff on MMA Weekly these days. A lot of fan content for you. Like if you go to the Facebook, you go to the Instagram, you're going to get some cool stuff like, hey, who is the greatest in this division? Which fighter would you drop if you had to drop one? Stuff like that. Just fun stuff to keep you engaged and keep you active with us here at MMA Weekly. Under a minute left in round one. I don't know how I would even score this thing right now. I'd probably throw this round out and say you guys have a 2-round fight because nobody's done a damn thing. Walker's 14 of 22, Reyes 8 of 17 on significant strikes, but each guy fighting not for his career, but, number 10 and 12, you're looking to move on up in the rankings, and you're looking to make an impression tonight on a big card. The president's there. The Secretary of State's there. You know what I'm saying? Let them fly, boys. Let them fly. And I'm sure we'll see that a little bit later on in this fight. Oh, Reyes lands a big left, and Walker counters with another one. Oh, that was a nice exchange right there. Now we're talking 10 seconds left in the round. Let's go. No, they're just going to let the clock run down here. They just keep circling away from one another. Reyes knowing how dangerous Walker is as the round comes to a close. Reyes knowing how dangerous Walker is. You know what I mean? And that is toward the end of a round. In those last 10 seconds, he's one of the most dangerous guys. You know what I'm saying? He really is. And so I'm excited about this. I really am. I think this fight, from what I could see in that first round, the way they were circling, the way they were, you know what I mean? The way they were just establishing whatever they could in terms of taking their ground and standing their ground. And then, you know, what's the other guy got? What's he going to be throwing? What am I going to be throwing? What's it look like in real time at real speed after all that training and all that sparring against everybody but them? And now here they are in the octagon against one another. Johnny Walker just turned to the camera. He didn't sit down on the stool. Reyes is on the stool. Johnny Walker just turned to the camera this way. He was facing this way to the camera. So Johnny's still a character, always going to be himself. And that's one of the things I always like about Johnny Walker. One of the best personalities of any UFC fighter in the game right now. Reyes dripping sweat. Man, that's exhausting though, 5-minute round. Walker not as tired. But remember, he lives in the humidity. Reyes doesn't, and that's a big thing, man. But he's fighting out of Ireland now, Johnny, too, so it's crazy. But coming from the humidity and growing up in Brazil, you think about that. That's to me what it's all about. All right, round 2 underway. Here they come. Reyes, the southpaw, against Walker. Not much still. They're circling. They're throwing some jabs, though, and they're starting to get into more of primary striking distance. And, you know, it's a 50-50 fight right now. I don't know how you score that last round. You know what I mean? I don't know how you score that last round. But the calf kicks of Johnny Walker have started to take a little bit of effect on Dominic Reyes. That is one thing with those go-go gadget legs of his. And if you don't know what go-go gadget means, I'm a Gen Xer. I think Go-Go Gadget, Inspector Gadget was a millennial cartoon because my younger brother and sister are millennials, and they used to watch that show. And it'd be Go Gadget leg, and his arm would become 10 feet long, and he just punch somebody from across the room, or you know what I mean? So that's Johnny Walker with the arms and legs. But the lead leg of Reyes is being punished by Johnny Walker right now, and it's with Walker, you know, he's throwing the kicks with his left foot, which makes it all the more impressive because that's not his dominant foot, right? But he's doing damage to the lead leg of Reyes. And what do you want to do against a striker of any kind? Take out their lead leg any way you can. Just keep chop, 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 chop. And then it gets tired. And then those kicks, you know, it's hard to throw punches and kicks off that leg. And you're coming forward with all your torque coming from your back leg onto your front leg. And if that front leg can't handle it all, you see fighters fall down sometimes in there. Face-to-face in the center of the octagon, Johnny Walker and Dominic Reyes. Couple of big dudes in there, man. Big light heavyweights. Tall, 6'5", Johnny Walker. They have him listed at 6'6" tonight. 6'4", Dominic Reyes. Yeah, baby. This is a fight right here. Yes, this is live. Welcome to MMA Weekly, UFC 327 live. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. We are here for every numbered event. We're here for big MMA cards. Besides this, the funky stuff as well, the Jake Paul fights, we love it, and the boxing matches as well. Speaking of which, Tyson Fury called out Anthony Joshua today and really let him have it in front of the crowd. And I wonder if we're finally going to get that fight 10 years too late, just like Mayweather and Pacquiao. That's my biggest thing with boxing. Mayweather and Pacquiao, when they fought, it's always too late. I grew up with Leonard Hearns, Hagler, Roberto Duran, you know what I mean? Muhammad Ali and Larry Holmes, Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis, even in my 20s. It's just ridiculous, man. It's literally ridiculous because those guys always used to fight each other until Don King and Bob Arum ruined it. You know, and I always had hopes that guys like Eddie Hearn might fix it. Guys like Al Heyman, who never cared about anyone but Al Heyman, and hey, that's okay. You know, nothing. But how about the leg kicks? 22 of 25 for Walker, 4 of 4 for Reyes. Getting back to this fight in the center of the octagon. Now Reyes coming forward a little bit. The jab for Reyes is landing a little, and he just nailed Walker actually with a body kick also. So these guys getting a lot more active here in round number 2 as we get under the 2-minute mark. Fight number 2 on the main card, UFC 327. We'll start giving you results throughout the night. Of course, much more to come, and Curtis Blades and Josh Hokit, Azamat Merzakonov and Paulo Costa, Jiri Prochazka and Carlos Ulberg. Man, I was hoping we'd see Beneil Dariush tonight against Torres, but Torres pulled out with an injury, you know. So He's rescheduled Dariush, Francisco Prado, and Christopher Alvarez taking off this card. There's been a lot of Kyle Dawkins and Vicente Luque. I mean, so many of them, right? So many. And then Kelvin Gastelum ended up stepping in and lost to Luque, and that's too bad. I hate seeing that, but I like both those guys a lot. Veterans. I thought a few years back that Luque might have a chance to make a title run, but then he had some tough luck. Under a minute left in round number 2. Walker and Reyes, still not a whole hell of a lot going on in this fight. I would think that maybe by the 3rd round, these guys will get a little bit more aggressive because this is a UFC fight. The fans want to see some action. The president's in the house. Let's go, boys. Come on. Let's go. Reyes and Walker. Oh, nice. Ooh, Walker coming in on a takedown off a head kick. Reyes with the sprawl up against the cage. Oh, nice job by Dominic Reyes. Walker still working hard for the takedown, but Reyes with the sprawl and the underhooks. Beautiful job on the takedown defense by Dominic Reyes. Love seeing that when anybody does it. I don't have a favorite in this fight. I usually don't unless it's one of my guys or girls, and I have a few. We all do, right? We all do. And if you see me looking up all night, that's where my TV is. That's what I'm saying. Oh, spinning head kick from Johnny Walker misses. He buzzed him, though. He buzzed him, and the round comes to a close. Much more active in the last minute or so of that round. Johnny Walker breathing a little bit more heavy, but inside the octagon, it's slippery. Both fighters are kind of letting the referee know how slippery it is in there. Oh, man. It's crazy. I don't know. Did you guys see what happened earlier, by the way, with Charles Radke? Holy crap. You saw when Joe was interviewing him, and Joe's like, yo, oh, man, it's you never know. I mean, I believe there's no more valuable time to an individual athlete than solo time on camera, right? When you're competing, it's one thing, right? Tennis players, golfers, and golfers are just competing. They're literally by themselves. So it's a little different, but UFC fighters, just use them as the example, right? You don't get much time with an audience like this to speak. Yeah, you're performing, but when you get like 2 minutes on a mic and Joe Rogan, the host of the #1 podcast in the world, is interviewing you and you wasted on some shit like that, out of here, bro. Get out. Seriously, got no use for someone like that. Someone needs to coach that dude. Literally. Here comes Walker, and here comes Reyes, round 3. I don't even know what to think or how to score this thing right now. This is crazy. And of course, I don't have volume, so I don't know what these guys are saying. And why am my it's not working? What's going on here? Okay, there it is. Finally. Ha! There we go. I feel like Dominic Reyes did enough to win round 2. Spinning head kick buzzes Johnny Walker, who ducked under it. Oh, man. These guys are elite defensively. Their slips, their rolls, their takedown D, they're actually very good. Real quickly, the head movement, getting out of danger range. Walker threw a kick with the right leg toward the lead leg of Reyes, and Reyes countered with a kick of his own. So every time Walker goes with that kick toward the lead leg, now Reyes counters with another kick, and Johnny doesn't like being kicked. Let's be real. Those legs are like pencils, man. You could snap those things if you kick them hard enough. Sorry, Johnny. Facts are facts, bro. And Reyes is a tank, and those legs are, he's got the football base. You know what I'm saying? He's got the football base. Johnny charges in, throws a kick, blocked by Reyes. Great defense. When you got that Mayweather D, when you can hit, Mayweather's the best at it, when you can block your face and your temple with your hand, and your elbow comes in to block the body, and you contort your body so they can't kick you in the side or the liver, and you can't. Yeah, it's pretty dope. Just take a whole side of your body and defend it like a shield with one arm, with the fist and the elbow, but you curl your body down. And you know what it is if you've ever boxed. Anyway, 3.5 minutes left in round number 3. Really, really picking up the pace, but nobody really landed anything that could hurt the other guy. You know what I mean? The kicks. He wants more kicks. Yeah, I know. Nixick wants more kicks. I don't. Of course, But Dominic Reyes, a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Interesting. Now they square up again in the middle. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I don't have live stats. I missed that from ESPN. Live stats. Paramount. Let's go. Come on. Chop, chop. Anyway, in the middle of the octagon, they go. 2:50 left in the fight. Reyes still launching those leg kicks into Johnny's calves. And again, 6'6" with legs that long. Those will do damage. They add up. Reyes's leg, his lead leg, is a little discolored from the kicks of Johnny Walker. Now they're continue to circle around each other. 2.5 minutes resetting. You know what I mean? Oh, nice head kick from Reyes. Just missed. He's getting close with those. He is getting close with those. Man, this is pretty good, though. I mean, thinking of the odds of this fight, significant strikes, Walker 17-8, 11-9 in the first 2 rounds, and Reyes 8-6 in round 3. But I think Reyes did enough to win round 2. This is going to be anybody's fight. I think Walker clearly won the first round. Reyes might have won the second. He's winning the third, but not by much. It's razor thin. And neither guy coming out of his game plan, neither guy willing to do that. Neither guy willing to just let him fly, at least not yet, with 1:40 and counting left in the fight. Come on, baby, let's go. Let him go. Let him rip. Let him go. I thought this fight might be a knockout in the first round, but, credit to Johnny Walker. He didn't get nuts tonight. He stayed within himself, fought under control, more than I've really ever seen him do. I love that from Johnny Walker. Reyes with the tools athletically and the firepower to be a champion. Johnny Walker can kill you from anywhere, man. This is a fun fight. But I thought it'd be a knockout as we head toward a minute in round 3. No, not yet, And the thing about Johnny Walker is he's maintained the distance throughout this fight with his kicks. And that to me has been, it's made Dominic Reyes a little more hesitant. And I thought Reyes would come in and pound him, but he hasn't because of that. But Reyes with a lot more leg strikes in the first 2 rounds, but not this round. Johnny Walker doubling him up on that. Under 40 seconds left in the fight. Are they going to let him fly or not? Johnny Walker, Dominic Reyes in Miami. Anyone's fight with 25 seconds to go, and I think both guys really know it. They're fighting with a sense of urgency right now. And sweat pouring off both of these massive athletes. Both of them 6'4" and over. Walker 6'6", 205ers, so they got that lean to them, but they're still stacked. What a weight class 205 is. I love 205. Always been my favorite weight class, all the way back to the days of Tito and Chuck and Rampage and Rashad. Oh, was that a slip? I think that was a slip from Walker. Reyes hit him with a left, and Walker went down. Might have been a slip because he got right back up. Ooh, man. I don't know that anyone could be mad at either decision. I think the judges are going to be right no matter what on this one. We'll find out when they come back from their 97 commercials. But it's, wow. I think that was a good fight. I think that was a really good fight. And look, if I had paid to see that fight in person, I'd be happy. It wasn't 2 guys going in there recklessly and just pounding each other. Cub Swanson had that knockout, and it's TKO actually. Round 1, 406 over Nate Landwehr. Reyes and Walker still to come. Curtis Blades and Josh Hokit. Crazy dude, man. Does he want people to think he has CTE? Yes, we know. Dutton Ranch and Marshalls. We know. Good Lord. I don't want to watch them now at a principal. I'm trying to watch the fights. Anyway, Azamat Merzakonov and Paulo Costa, and then Jiri Prochazka and Carlos Ulberg coming up soon as well. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, at MMA Weekly on social media, at Cageside Grease as well. We're on Facebook Live tonight. Welcome to the new audience we're building there. And then all of you who have been here from day one on YouTube, you keep on coming back. We love you as well. And I'm excited to see who wins this fight. Prochazka and Ulberg is going to be a fun one tonight as well. And that's the main event. Can't wait for that one. And we will see right now. We're going to get a decision. To the octagon they go. Let's see what we got here. Buffer in the white suit jacket and the tux jacket tonight in Miami, looking like a waiter at a 5-star Michelin-rated restaurant. It's a dope jacket, don't get me wrong. Let's see. 29-28 Walker, 29-28 Reyes. Third judge, 29-28 for the winner. Dominic Reyes. I kind of figured it was razor thin, obviously. Razor thin split decision, for Dominic Reyes. Shout out to Dominic. I mean, anybody who gets his career back together after the losing streak that he went on, I mean, the heart that it takes, the guts, the determination, the refusal refusal to let that be the end of you. And I think that's really cool. Oh, there's more Zuffa boxing. Edgar Berlanga, Zuffa boxing signee in the crowd. Yeah, Connor Benn made his debut since first fight since signing with Zuffa today. He won, but wasn't really impressive. Oh, Vanilla Ice, he ain't rolling in his 5.0 because he's sitting there cage side tonight. Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes there. I really can't wait for that fight. I really don't like Kayla Harrison, and I don't know why. I mean, she's a great human. Everything about her is awesome. Something about her personality just rubs me the wrong way as a fight fan, and that's it. Nothing personal, and I just felt the need to say that. Cub Swanson wins by TKO. His family's in the octagon. Look at those kids, man. Those two little boys and the girl. I don't know if they're triplets, but they all are their exact same size. But I think the boys are twins for sure. Does anybody know? I don't know, but I mean, that's cool. I have myself a little tribe of my own. I got 3 kids and a grandson now. Yeah, grandson. I know it's hard to believe as young as I look, right, that I have a grandson. I mean, I told my daughter, I said I'm way too young to have a grandson. Way too young. And I'm sticking to it, right? And by the way, I used to live in Miami for 12 years. I'm a graduate of the University of Miami. Shout out to the U. A lot of my Canes friends and fans in the house tonight. I'll be going to Miami to do some football shows in the fall, and that's going to be fun. I really wanted to go this time with the UFC. There's no city like it. There is no city like it. And I mean that. And by the way, who here, I mean, which fight are you looking forward to the most? Upcoming fight. It could be Jiri and Ulberg tonight. I can't wait for that one. The 2 styles of striking with those 2 guys, the precision kickboxing of Ulberg and Jiri with that, oh my Lord, I don't even know what to call his shit. And I don't know if he does either. But I cannot wait. I cannot wait for International Fight Week. There's some big, huge things coming up, big fights. Can't wait to see Amanda get in the octagon against Kayla Harrison to see how much the Lioness has left in the tank after all this time. And it's a good thing I started as a sports radio guy, Scott. I could do a 4-hour show by myself. This is how I started in the business, doing 3- and 4-hour daily or nightly radio shows by myself in Miami with no audience, no calls, no guests, just me yapping in the wind in the old radio days. And so good thing I have that background with this new setup. It's like 3 years between fights. By the way, Hamzat coming up against Sean Strickland. That's the fight I'm looking forward to the most. I want to say that right now. They trained together. They sparred together. And I'm really excited to see these 2 guys fight. Say what you want about Strickland, and he doesn't care what you say. He's nuts. We all know he's nuts. I like him a lot, just knowing him, the person. I know he says crazy shit, but I think in this world, we need to learn to separate things a little bit more. For example, political parties, politicians from reality. How about that? How about the things people say? You know what I mean? Or how about the damage that people have that might cause somebody to say? Sean Strickland's been through a ton of shit in his life, but, I think that at 54 years old, I can sit here confidently and say, I have the ability to separate things. There's not a person in the world who's all bad. There's not a person in the world who's all good. And I would say this, we have all said things. We have all done things where if there were a camera there, we could have been done. It'd have been over for us, right? All of us have done it. Don't sit there and tell me you haven't. We've all done it. And I know it's easy to just throw stones at everybody these days, especially public figures. But Chimaev and Strickland, Vaughn versus Taira, that's going to be a lot of fun. In New Jersey in May, the weather's just breaking. That's New York City's right there. That's going to be awesome. And I can't wait for that one. It's the one leading us into the White House card. You knew they weren't going to put Strickland on the White House card, man. That would have been great. Can you imagine Strickland talking a bunch of crap at the White House? I don't even think any media is going to be allowed on the grounds at the White House, any UFC media. Do you know anything about that, Scott?
They're kind of sticking us in a hotel about 10 minutes from the event.
I don't know why you would go. What's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
And the UFC has really murdered us these last few years. By us, I mean all of us.
But the influencers, the ass shakers, on TikTok will be, on the White House lawn, I'm sure.
I hope not. And you know who I'm talking about, and I don't want to see this girl anymore. It's a joke what this girl's doing to the sport. It's a joke. It really is. Anyway, not going to say any names. Not going to go there. I don't want to attack anybody. Everybody's making a living. Everybody's doing what they want to do. The world's changing. I'm a boomer. I know. And I'm not really a boomer, but that's what my kids call me. I'm a Gen Xer. We're the best generation. Nobody can mess with us. We grew up drinking hose water, riding in cars with the windows up, full of cigarette smoke, with no baby seat or seatbelt. We were told we couldn't go in our own house until it got dark or we got our asses beat. But if we didn't get in by the time it was dark, we also got our asses beat. I thought my name was Asshole until I was 5. You know what I mean? So we're just a different generation. We grew up tough, rugged, fighting. We show up to work every day. We don't complain. We don't understand this world that you're creating around us. We just don't. Just shut up and go to work and take care of yourself and your family. Sick of this, man. Anyway, do I need to solve all the problems of the world? That's maybe what I'm here for. But I mean, these are just friendly words of advice and wisdom for you. I'm really, hoping that you take it as such. Vinny Lee Lopez, one of Curtis Blade's coaches, being interviewed in the back by Megan Olivi. I don't like locker room interviews. I never liked locker room interviews before a fight. I've done them on some big fight cards. And nothing against Megan. She's great. But that's a new wrinkle with Paramount Plus too. I've executive produced a lot of boxing and MMA shows on national TV, done play-by-play, interviews in the back. I did interviews for Triller one night, man. It was those sons of legends. It was Tommy Morrison's kid and Roberto Duran's kid and just all the legends' kids, sons, right? Amir Tyson was my partner, Mike Tyson's son. And so I did the interviews downstairs in the dressing room for all the fighters, one by one, and then all the winners in the ring, running up and down all night long. And that's, I think, what Megan's doing tonight. But it's a lot of fun to do. It's just I don't know what a locker room interview really adds to the coverage. You know what I mean? The coach isn't going to tell her anything at this moment in time. It's just not worth I don't think it's ever, you send a drop back there as a producer. A drop is like a setup with the camera and the lights and everything. It's called a drop setup in the dressing room. And that's what they're doing. So not knocking anybody. Everybody thinks they know the right way to do it. I'm no different than anybody else. Look at Josh Hokit. I don't know if he knows anything or he knows everything. And you know what I mean? I think that a guy like him is a breath of fresh air for the sport. Now, is he crazy? Yeah, he kind of reminded me a little bit. Scott, didn't he remind you a little bit of Diego Sanchez, the way he's been acting this week?
No, Diego really does have a bent to him. This guy, you can tell he's putting on a show. But I think it's funny. He came into the press room and the press doesn't know how to react and go back and forth with him. And I love that the guy sticks with it. And now it's starting to grow on me. I like it, actually. And I don't like pro wrestling.
I do like pro wrestling. I grew up on Hulk Hogan. My grandfather, my grampy, shout out to my grampy. He took me as a kid to see Hulk Hogan. I got to slap the Hulkster's chest when he walked by. Changed me forever. I wasn't a fan for a long time because I became a man. And when you grow up, you mature and that kind of thing. The way they did the business, it wasn't good anymore. But I went to school with The Rock. He was the first interview I ever did at the University of Miami because I knew his father was Rocky Johnson. He and Rohan Marley, Bob Marley's son. And then we had Warren Sapp, Ray Lewis. I was there then, right? So, and A-Rod should have been there too. A-Rod was a great quarterback and baseball player, was going to go to the University of Miami before the Mariners drafted him. But I got to know The Rock in college, Dewey, as we all called him. And I've interviewed him 3 or 4 times since then. And he always pretends he knows me and remembers me, which is great. He's one of the best actors in the world, right? But when he got in there and Stone Cold Steve Austin was in there, I started watching it because of him. And then the Attitude Era, I was like, okay, this is cool. I was a big Rock fan. And then it's under the TKO umbrella now. Obviously, you can stand under my umbrella. But it's cool. And I don't mind it now. And I watch it a little bit now. And guys like Pat McAfee are involved and CM Punk. But I think it's good to get a little of the theater and all the pomp and circumstance that you get. I don't want it to turn into that, Scott. But I think too many of the UFC fighters are missing the boat. Too many of them need media coaches. Too many of them have no personality. So it'll be great when someone finally comes along and maybe offers all those services to the fighters. You know what I'm saying? And beyond the cage, not just negotiating their contracts for a fight, to all the managers in the sport. If you're listening to me right now, selling sponsorships, yeah, sure. Those things put money in your pocket. I get it. What about all the other things? What about CTE education? What about financial education? What about career counseling? Like all those things, but more so than anything, media training. Like I said, you get 2 minutes in the octagon after a win with Joe Rogan. Are you kidding me? Do you know what people would pay to get that kind of exposure with Joe Rogan for 2 minutes? And you got it with a win. You got to know exactly what you're going to say. You got to know exactly what you're going to call for. You got to know exactly what to do. And very few do. So maybe what Scott is saying is that Hokit is that guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the press conferences have gotten very bland, very boring. Part of it,
Yeah.
I think, is a lot of the fighters now don't speak English, and so it makes it tough. And especially when you have two fighters that speak different languages outside of English. But yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Dana's not as involved as he used to be. He's got power slap. He's got boxing now. And it's like, I don't know. Man, I'll tell you what, it's crazy. What a week it's been, though. What a week it's been. Josh making his way to the octagon right now. While he stands cage side, he's got the American flag bandana on his head. And he's finished all 8 of his wins. And he's got a 3-fight win streak. I mean, the guy's legit. The guy's literally legit.
Did you see his weigh-in when he weighed in at the official weigh-ins yesterday? Did you see that?
I did. I did.
It looked like somebody on the spectrum. It was so funny.
Unbelievable. Well, he's got a big shot right now, Scott, against a guy like Blades, who's been in a lot of big-time fights. Josh Hokit. He's got the big lion tattoo on his chest. He's wearing white. Stands and faces the crowd in Miami. I mean, obviously, this dude's a little bent. Some of it might be for show. You were right about Diego. Diego was legitimately had some things going on and still does. And I always like him. So shout out Diego, the Nightmare Sanchez. I hope he's okay. Seems to be doing a lot better these days, Diego. There's Curtis Blades. There's a guy who could have been a champion. I feel like Ngannou was his kryptonite, right? That's this guy who kept knocking him out. And then the Derek Lewis knockout where he was winning the fight pretty easily, and then he went for a takedown, and Lewis just dropped a knee and came upward with an uppercut and just, man, oh man, insane in the membrane. But, Blades lost the fight to Aspinall, or won the fight, against Aspinall on the TKO with the knee injury, and then they got the rematch, and Aspinall destroyed him. And that's when we thought Aspinall was going to be, a longtime great champion, and I don't know if he'll ever be the same now after that eye. And now he's managed by Eddie Hearn, and you know how that goes with Dana. So Rizvan Kuniev was the last opponent for Blades, and won by a split decision. He beat Jailton Almeida before that, lost to Pavlovich, but beat Aspinall, beat Dawkins, beat Rosenstruik. He has wins against Alexander Volkov and Junior Dos Santos. And, the losses to Ngannou, those were the low points of his career. TKO doctor stoppage, TKO punches, but he's got a win over Volkov, who's at the top of the heap right now. Rosenstruik was a pretty good fighter. I think Rosenstruik is on the MVP card in Miami too. Aspinall got the win because of the injury. Almeida, one of the most boring fighters of all time. This is fun, though. Curtis Blades. Did you see Curtis Blades' face at the weigh-ins, though, Scott? Did you see Curtis Blades like, dude, just get me away from this guy?
He's not amused by it. Can you see the live stream when I throw up the chats up on the screen? Are you able to see that?
Yes, but not always. No. Sometimes I see him and sometimes I don't.
All right.
But I like it when you throw them up there. But I know the people who put them up in the chat room love it when you throw them up there, whether I read them or not. But sometimes I'm bouncing around. You see my eyes looking at the fight, or I'm looking at something that, about the fight, or I'm reading some info from somewhere. So if I don't read your chat post, I'm sorry for that. But when Scott throws it up on the screen, and I know no matter where you guys are watching from, we love having you here on MMA Weekly. We've been doing this since the pandemic, and you're the reason why. The numbers have been astronomical. And on the tail of the tape between these two guys, I just missed it. I just missed the tail of the tape. That's okay. They're heavyweights. What tail of the tape do we need, Scott? Although, in this one we do, for the record, because Blades is like 260 and Hokit's 230. He was screaming it at him at the weigh-in. You saw the size difference, right, at the weigh-in. And he's like, I'm 230. I'm going to, you know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, I think that's great. He fights and the reason, I mean, Hokit fights out of Albuquerque, right? In the Burque, shout out to all my friends in the Burque. I still can't say it, but I mean it with love. And I love Albuquerque. by the way. And almost everyone I know, some of my good friends, I live in Arizona, moved here from Albuquerque, and I know a lot of fighters from Albuquerque. Oh, Hokit just ran up to Blades right in his face and flipped him off, man. There's no reason and there's no room for that. Right before Buffer does the intro, he's not taking Curtis Razor Blades off his game. 19-5 with 1 no contest. 6'4", 261, fighting out of Chicago. Curtis Razor Blades, minus 110 pick him. He's got a 7-inch reach advantage. Who do you think's going to win this one in the chat? Let's go. Give us your best prediction right now. Mike Riv New York says, NY, Mike Riv NY, Blades wins just so Hokit doesn't get the mic. Oh, he's hoping Blades wins so Hokit doesn't get the mic, Scott. Easy win for Hokit. Bet the house, says Wakamarapa. Let's see. Who's projected to win? Blades, 65% probability, but it's minus 110 for each guy. So here you go. Start the clock. Round 1 underway. Oh, Hokit comes out right away. Runs over to Blades, throwing bombs. He's definitely bent. He's definitely bent. There's no doubt. And he fights out of Albuquerque. Everyone from Albuquerque's nuts, by the way. And I love the nuts of the people in Albuquerque. No, wait. I love that people from Albuquerque are nuts. Never mind. I almost said something I don't want to say on a worldwide stream, but you know what I'm saying. I love the mindset of people from Albuquerque. They're hard scrappers. Oh, Hokit's throwing bombs, and he just took another counter from Blades. Oh, Razor Blades got tagged. He's getting drilled by Hokit. He's up against the cage getting pounded. Oh, man, he landed a couple good shots, Curtis Blades, and then he just got wrecked. Still standing. I think that 30-pound weight advantage really helping him there. Hokit throwing bomb up, just comes in like a maniac. Helicopter arms everywhere. This is awesome. Oh, man, you guys, what a fight. So many people in the chat predicting Hokit to win. Hokit going to manhandle him. Oh, he just nailed another big right to the temple of Blades, who's stumbling across the octagon. He's bleeding, tagged in the nose again. Oh, Blades is getting messed up bad. He's got a chin, I'll tell you that. Wow. Hokit just, his arms are down. He's got the beer gut. I mean, if he doesn't gas out here, oh, he just threw a punch that missed and it hit an elbow. Another elbow. I mean, he's just literally, wow. Blades has to try to take him down and get on his back, and he does. He does. He takes him down. Curtis Blades hitting him from the bottom. He's got his back now. Blades is bleeding everywhere. He's busted up bad. Face swollen. He's got to go for the takedowns now. He's got to hold him here. 3.5. He's holding for dear life. Dripping blood down the back of Hokit as Herb Dean stands to the side. Blades still trying to yank him down and use that strength advantage. They're not sweaty really yet, so luckily for Blades, he can hold that grip, and he's still trying to punch him while he's got his back, but the blood coming out of the nose and out of the eye of Curtis Blades, and I'm sorry I just missed that chat that you threw up there. I saw it. Shout out. But I'm looking at the screen for the fight, and Blades trying to take him down again, does it again. So the 2 takedowns from Curtis Blades, you know, I mean, wow. And did Hokit really empty the gun, empty the clip? That's what I'm wondering, because now Blades has got his back. But with Blades having his back, he's actually catching his breath. So if Hokit, you know, if he could just kind of chill for a minute, he could probably get that heart rate down and get his breath back. As Curtis Blades continues to work from behind, he's got his pushed up against the cage. This is crazy. Blades throwing knees from behind. But what a blitz by Hokit. Curtis hit him twice with 2 big counters, smashed him twice. And then the counters from Hokit just started crushing Blades, who has not let go for a couple of minutes now. Man, what a first minute of a fight. That's what you're supposed to see in a fight. Hokit's he's going to keep getting big fights if he keeps fighting like this. It's probably not going to last long in the sport or on earth. Blades now standing and trading. His face is completely red, and Hokit's flipping him off, hands down. Wow, this is insane. I mean, he stands out, man, and Blades coming toward him, throwing punches now. Hokit trying to counter. He's running away. Man, Blades with a huge reach. Oh, nice right-hand counter from Hokit. These two are throwing bombs at each other. I have not seen a heavyweight fight with this kind of pace in a long time. Blades just throwing everything he has. Lefts, rights, lefts. Hokit up against the cage. Oh, a big right from Blades. And another one. Oh, and another one. An uppercut with a left. Oh, man. Are you serious? This is one of the best fights I've ever seen in my entire life. They are at war in the octagon. Oh, my Lord, with Trump and Rubio there. They're getting another war tonight right in the octagon. Wow, 111 left in round number 1. This is an incredible fight. 53-31 significant strikes, Blades to Hokit. So I think Blades with the 2 takedowns has to win the round. He is busted up so bad. Wow, man. Wow, this is incredible. What a round. Blades just pinning him up against the cage again. I'm sure trying to rest after that barrage of punches he just threw. 260-pound man. He must have thrown about 30 punches in a row, man. Wow. Wow. Number 5, Curtis Blades. Talk about showing up and showing out in this fight, right? Unbelievable. Curtis Blades trying to defend the spot, his spot. 25 seconds left in round number. Blades is too. I mean, that's the thing when you empty the clip like that. He thought he was going to finish him early. He went for it. He almost got it. He bludgeoned him up. But now I think he's going to lose the round as Blades now the aggressor, chasing Hokit, throwing bombs. 10 seconds left in the round. What a round. One of the best heavyweight rounds I've ever seen in my entire life. Not the most technical round, I'll be the first to admit, but oh my God, what a round. Oh, I got to catch my breath after that one, Scott. What a round. The fans in Miami screaming for these 2 warriors, as they should be. What are you guys thinking about it? Thank you, Waka Marapa. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much in the chat. These top-class commentating. For All Who Vibe. What a great screen name, For All Who Vibe. That was awesome, and I vibe for all who vibe. I'm right there on that vibe with you. What a round. Oh, man. I can't even begin to start to break that one down.
Have you seen a first round like that in the heavyweight division for a while?
Not since Kane and Junior Dos Santos. That's the only one I can think of, Scott. Kane and JDS in Houston.
Incredible.
Thank you, remember that one? The trilogy, the third one, when they went at it and Kane finished him in the 5th, and they just went at it nonstop for 4.5 rounds. But they're showing the replays here, and in this one, Hokit just bombed Blades with a bunch of them. There you go, Bogernot. And then Blades just pinned him up against the cage and wouldn't let him off and just unleashed a barrage. Yes, Hokit was. Yeah, that's a bar fighter right there. Round 2, starting it up. Wow, that was quick. Oh, we barely caught our breath. Blades is busted up and swollen, man. What a comeback from Curtis Razor Blades. What a chin on Curtis Blades. But yeah, Kane Dos Santos are the last heavyweights I remember. Oh, big right from Hokit. Rocks Blades again. Blades has to start using his length and going to distance. 10-9 Blades, first round, I would say. Oh, man, what a crazy. Oh, man. Blades shoots for a takedown. He's got his corners had to tell me, you got to get the takedowns, bro. You got to get this guy down and keep him there, man. Why? I mean, Hokit's great for the heavyweight division. Very rarely do you see a guy. I mean, he's light for a heavyweight too. But technically, he's just, woof. But he just ripped Curtis Blades in that first round for a very short time, though. For the most part, it was Blades that round. And I don't know how he survived that onslaught, but he did. Now they're in range and they're trading. Blades just got rocked with a shovel. Half uppercut, half hook is what I call a shovel. Man, the punches are getting a lot slower. This is what happens when heavyweights gas out. Like, you know what I mean? You got those cinder blocks on the end of your gloves now. All right, Waka, we'll see. I don't know if Blades is going to be able to for too much longer. Oh, okay, with another big shovel punch with the right hand. Follows it up with an uppercut. Now he has Blades up against the cage. This is one of the best heavyweight fights I've seen in a long time. Man, Blades just got rocked with a big right. And he's bleeding again all over the place. That part of the nose right here, the eye to the nose, just under the bridge. Oh, man. I mean, Under the Bridge. That's a Chili Peppers song, right? Under the bridge, dun, dun. Oh, Blades is gassed, man. His punches have nothing on him. He's looking slow. Switch to southpaw, split your right jaw. That's what he's trying to do right now. That's Rakim, in case you're wondering. Wow. I don't know how Blades is. I don't know how he survived that onslaught. I don't know how Hokit survived what Blades hit him with in that first round. And then Blades lands a left elbow and a right uppercut. The uppercuts are there for Blades all night, by the way. And in the clench, Blades and Hokit just throwing uppercuts, trying to take each other's heads off in the clench. Oh, this is awesome. I mean, I get so excited during these fights, man. This is what I live for right here. 2.5 minutes in my favorite sports, all of them. Trump's right there watching it. Rubio's right there. Celebrities everywhere. Fighters all over the crowd. The crazy shout out to all my peeps in Miami. Wow. Oh, Blades just got rocked again, stumbling across the octagon into the fence. Hokit coming in. Oh, an uppercut and a big right. Blades follows with an uppercut. This is it. Oh, Hokit with a combo. Oh, my God. Left and a right and a left. Oh, my goodness. Wow. How in the hell is Curtis Blades still standing? How? I can't even. Wow. And Blades just rocked Hokit with an uppercut. What a fight. And Blades is winning this fight. I don't remember seeing Blades get beat up like this since Francis did it. But now he's chasing Hokit across the octagon. Remember, Francis' fight with him was a doctor stoppage, right? That's a long time ago, though. You're talking all the way back in 2016, man. What event was that? That was UFC Fight Night, Rothwell versus Dos Santos. That's how long that was. Rothwell just fought Arlovsky in BKFC. Blades, more significant strikes in round 1, but in round 2 so far it's Hokit. Blades working the body now, though. So that's smart. Hit that little beer belly. Keep pounding that thing. I don't think you're going to phase him. Don't get me wrong. Thank you, Josh Starkey. Appreciate you in there. I am Rogue Show. At least you're honest. Appreciate you, too. Appreciate all you guys. We love you. You guys are here all the time, and we really appreciate it. We're live on YouTube and Facebook, MMA Weekly. Give us a follow, make you holla. You know what I mean? Hit that bell so you know when we're coming your way with more shows and content. And give us a like, join or a sub. Join the team and the family here at MMA Weekly. Beautiful knee in the clinch from Hokit. Hit the chest of Curtis Blades, who had ducked down to avoid a punch. Oh, another big knee to the midsection. He's crushing the midsection of Blades with those knees. And Blades is much taller. I'm amazed he can even reach the midsection with a knee. They've been in the clinch a lot this round. 20 seconds left. In the clinch a lot. What a fight. This is fight of the year so far. This is definitely, without a doubt, 100% fight of the year. What do you guys think? Blades is winning, Gemini Jake? Yeah. Well, maybe. No, maybe not anymore. Maybe even now. 7 seconds left. 5. No one get knocked out. What a pace to go to a third round, and that's what we're going to do. Hokit dancing around, flailing his arms. He's got blood, Blades blood on him, his blood. He's still flipping him off. Wow, this dude's awesome. Thank you, Viejito Skate Loco. We usually do put up a clock for the rounds, Waka. Let me see. You got it, Rogue. Nicholas Padilla, 6264. Come on, Blades. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. I mean, just in the previews for this fight, everyone was thinking. And Blades, you know, man, it was 110, 110, minus 110 each coming in. You got doctors in there now. Is that the doctor coming in? No. Well, you got to check Blades out. Hokit won that round for sure, man. He bombed. Oh, they hit each other like 3 times at the same time, like Rocky and Apollo, where they cut it right before the punches hit. And then Creed goes in there. Michael B goes in there to see Rocky and says, hey, who won that fight? It reminded me of that. They're hitting each other at the same time. But in this one exchange where they're showing the replay right now where Hokit had Blades up against the fence, he was blasting him with combos, but then Blades literally punched him across the octagon, combo to combo to combo. What an unbelievable fight. I am so happy to be here doing this fight with you on MMA Weekly tonight. YouTube, Facebook, still some big fights coming your way. Hokit looks okay. He's going like this and firing up the crowd, which is screaming and yelling. And oh, my Lord, start the clock. 5th round. Here we go. Hokit immediately takes the center and walks Blades back, and now he's throwing bombs at him. But Blades counters and throws combos of his own. Oh, and a leg kick from Blades almost knocks Hokit down. Look at this fight. Is incredible. This might be the best heavyweight fight I've ever seen. There have been some great ones. Kane and JDS. I'm telling you, Kane and JDS. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Blades is tagging Hokit with combos. Just tagging him. He's a 260-pound man. This is all tied up. It's anybody's fight this round. 10-9 Blades round 1, 10-9 Hokit round 2. Let's go. And the pace has not slowed at all in this fight. It has been nonstop, man. These guys are going to be exhausted. They're going to be in the hospital. This is what a great UFC fight is. I hope the White House fights are like this. You got guys like Masvidal. Everybody's tweeting. You have Mackenzie Dern. Everybody's tweeting on this fight right now. The whole combat sports world is engaged and locked on Josh Hokit and Curtis Blades. Who's going to win this matchup? 345-ish left in the fight. Man, this is awesome. Oh, wow. They're standing and trading in the middle of the octagon now. It has a Mortal Kombat ad on the ground, and this looks like Mortal Kombat. There's blood all over the cage. Man, it's been a while since I've seen a heavyweight fight like this. And Kane and JDS were obviously much better fighters than these two guys at the very, very top of the sport, title fights. So maybe I put those above. But this fight is as good as any I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. Blades has a 30-pound weight advantage at 260. His cardio has been incredible in this fight, his chin as well. But Hokit has been blasted nonstop by a 260-pound man. And now the live odds have him as a 60% plus odds to win it. I mean, Blades is tagging him with combos, and Hokit's not even feeling him. He's just turn his head and come right back. I mean, it just makes you wonder if the guy's human. You know, I mean, speaking of Rocky, right? Now, oh, an elbow to Blades. Oh, another left elbow. Curtis Blades throwing him back. He's up against the cage, now pushing back. Blades is dripping sweat and dripping blood everywhere. Literally everywhere. I don't know if Hokit's bleeding. I don't know if that's Blades' blood, but Blades has been a faucet. Blades can do it. There you go, Uncle. Blades winning. Full man full. He was early, but not anymore. Blades is the man. He's holding on. He's holding on. Yeah, well, I mean, it's good for the sport, right? His personality is good for the sport. Viejito. Wow. Wow, wow. Over 2.5 rounds. Nobody thought we were going to get that, and it just hit. Come on, Blades, says Nicholas Padilla. Fighting like drunken master. Man, oh, man. Oh, look at Hokit coming for his blood all over his trunks. They're stained. They're pink. They were white at the start of the fight. Oh, Blades just tagged him, and he goes backwards, backpedaling. Now he comes forward. Wow. This is unbelievable. We got 1 minute, 45 seconds left in a fight that we feel privileged to be watching. This is really great. So thankful to have you here with us on MMA Weekly. 65% for Blades, 49% for Hokit on total strikes. What are the judges going to do? It had to be round 1 Blades, round 2 Hokit. This round's anybody's round. I mean, if you're going by counting the sheer volume of shots landed, it'll be Blades. And he had the 2 takedowns in round number 1, which is why he won that round. So don't be surprised if Blades win the decision here. The short elbows are nasty. Yes, they are. Yes, yes, yes. Wow. What an unbelievable fight. 1 minute left in round number 3. Curtis Blades and Josh Hokit. He's an unranked dude. You know what I'm saying? Not for long. Not for long, bro. Not for long. And obviously he fought in Bellator, you know, but wow. He's only fought 8 fights. 45-45, significant strikes in round 3 of a tied fight coming into this round with 30 seconds. Are you kidding me? What a fight. Oh, there's trading, but still throwing bombs. I mean, we're literally 14.5 minutes into this fight, and they have not let up the pace at all. We're talking about, what, 500 and, no, just about 500 pounds worth of dude in there, 490, right? Wow, 15 seconds left. I can't wait for these last 10 seconds. They're up against the cage. Hokit with a knee. Oh, here come the final 10. Let's go. Combinations from Hokit. Blades trying to get out of there. Oh, he just got tagged. Try to throw a hook of his own. These two are just never going to let up. 2, 1. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What a fight. What a fight. The President of the United States on his feet. A standing ovation with Dana White and Hunter Campbell, as he should. Let's just hope our troops give that kind of effort as these two guys have been given tonight. And by the way, shout out to our troops. As much as whatever you think about the war, whatever you think about what's going on in the world, we can never, ever forget what these men and women are sacrificing for us, sacrificing the lives we live every day while they go over there. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep that respect there. And these two guys, wow, what warriors. Blades and Hokit, bomb after bomb after bomb. Just, I don't even know what to say anymore, Scott. What a fight. What a fight. What are you guys thinking in the chat after that one? Let me know what you're thinking. The short elbows are nasty. Absolutely. Blades looking at the clock. Yep. I thought the knockout was going to be there. I am Rogue Show. I for sure. I mean, I don't know how these guys, and I can't wait to see the final numbers. Each one of these guys took mad punishment tonight. Massive amounts of punishment. And Hokit chews on a chin trainer. Yeah, he trains that chin. Yeah, well, he needs to, because he's going to get hit a lot. He's going to get hit a lot. Wow, he's got blood coming down from here all over and here. And Blades is just, remember the old wrestling days when they would blade each other and the blood would just, it looked like that, except it's coming from here and here and here. And his face is completely busted up and swollen. What a fight. I hope you're enjoying this on MMA Weekly, YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you give us a like, a subscribe, whichever you do on whichever platform. And I'll tell you this, you are the reason we do all this. Hoobastank, right? That's a song. You are the reason. Anyway, that's why we're here. And we appreciate all of you, especially all of you in the chat all night long, just kicking it with us, with each other. I do this a lot in my life. I do it with football, college football, pro football, UFC, boxing, the MVP stuff, the Jake Paul fights, a little bit, we do some more of that stuff here. So I'm just pumped that this is my life, and I'm thankful. I just want the world to know how grateful I am for this, and to Scott as well for giving me this chance on MMA Weekly all those years ago, and what we've built out of this together, and just unreal, man. Unreal. Hokit winning. I don't know who won. I think Blades. I would, if my guess, gun to my head, my kids trapped in a room, they all die. If I get it wrong, I'm going Blades. Yes, we know Dutton Ranch is coming up. Taylor Sheridan rules the world. I hate country music and I don't like cowboys. There, I said it. All right, Dutton Ranch coming up. Hallelujah. Thanks for the 533rd reminder in the last 20 minutes. All right, here's the official decision, guys. What we've all been waiting for. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Buffer said, oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. All three judges scored the same. It's Blades. 29-28 Blades. It's got to be. Is it? No way. They gave it to Hokit. Oh, Blades is pissed. I almost don't blame him. It's the Florida Commission. I'd love to hear. I wish they would interview the judges and figure out what in the hell they're doing, because by volume, man, the incredible Hokit, I can't believe the fight that I just saw. And I'm not mad that Hokit got the decision, because look, I'm not there. I'm not judging it, but he's 9-0. First career win by decision. But that's only because Curtis Blades, I still don't know how Curtis Blades stood up for all three of those rounds. It has to be like the way that he looked at the end of the fight, a ton of punches landing for Hokit, but he must have won the last two rounds on all three scorecards, because he busted Blades early in the fight, hit him with a ton, but he's got the American flag bandana. He's got like the Oakley Blades, the old school Ricky Henderson, shout out Rico, Ricky Henderson sunglasses on. And man, he's touching Rogan. Rogan's like, dude, get off me. There's blood everywhere, sweat. I've been in that position. I've had some $200 or $300 shirts ruined by fighters, to the point where, like Joe, I was like, hey man, I'm getting a regular black shirt at this point. True story. But the blood all over his arms, the sweat. And Alex Pereira would kill you, bro. It's not, he would murder. You don't want to fight him. But this dude right here, from nowhere, Scott, from nowhere. You know what I mean? The dude's literally 8-0. And Curtis Blades has fought everybody. He's so technical, the experience. Blades did a great job in this fight. Denzel Freeman and Max Jimenez. And, these are all Michael Irvin. Shout out to Playmaker. Put up that Mike. He did. Yeah, there's a bunch of celebrity sports people in the house tonight. Yeah, and Joku. Y'all, Pantoja in the house. Oh yeah, Josh Hokit. WWE time for him. Bath salts first. For all who vibe, there he is. What in the F was that interview? That was Josh Hokit. Oh, the Zach Brown band is Mike Riv MY cringe Mike. Yeah, he's cringe on the mic, but still, he's getting himself famous. Yeah, me too, Luca. But man, you can't hate the way that he fought. He's technical, but he does not. Yeah, I need a rematch. That was close. I can't. I want to see the numbers. I don't know about Blades, man. I thought that Blades won that fight. I really did. But I can't. It was such a great fight that I can't really say one way or the other. I can't really say that it was definite for me completely, but just like I said, gun to my head, I would have gone Blades. They're showing another promo for the Freedom 250 card. I think it's amazing that my guy Justin Gaethje gets this opportunity. I hope he doesn't get smoked by Ilya. I hope somehow he finds a way to pull it off on the White House lawn, but who knows, right? Who knows? But that co-main event, I think Cyril Gane's going to get smoked quick and easily. I don't think he belongs there. I've never thought he belonged there. Hokit won clearly? You think so? I don't. You got to look at the numbers, just the overall numbers. The UFC does need more of those personality types. Even just crazy. Like when you think about Conor and Diaz too, this fight reminded me of that. And those guys were fighting at what? 155? Or I think that was 170. Rematch. Or was the second one at 155? I don't remember. Whatever it was. Those guys were much smaller with much, you would think much better cardio. Remember Conor Diaz too, Scott? What a war that was. And Conor won by the skin of his teeth on the decision. Kind of reminded me of that fight. Except that fight was 5 rounds too. But again, they were, 100 pounds lighter than Curtis Blades. You think about it. That's insane. Cryptocurrency performance bonuses. $1 million in CRO for the UFC Freedom 250 card. Scott, did you catch that? That's a lot of crypto. Crazy. Wow. Oh, they got ads on their headsets now. Their microphones have ads on them. That's what happens when you pay $7 billion. You got ads everywhere. Ads everywhere. Are you guys having fun yet or what? One more fight before Jiri. One more fight before Jiri. You got a really good one coming up as well in Azamat Merzakonov and Paulo Costa. Some reshuffling on the card. That was obviously not supposed to be the co-main originally. One second here, guys. Catch my breath and get my bearings. Wow, what a fight. Whoa, that's one of the best heavyweight fights I have ever seen. One of the best fights I've ever seen. Hendo and Shogun, like that kind of punishment, man. That kind of punishment in this fight. Oh, man, I'm excited to see my guy Paulo Costa, too, by the way. I've known him a long time. You have been erased. First time I interviewed him, I was like, you have been erased. And he was like, what? He didn't know the Arnold line. He's from Brazil, and he didn't know the Arnold line. Oh, Merzakonov, the highest significant strike accuracy, the 6th highest significant strike accuracy in UFC light heavyweight history, 57.8. Yeah, he's ridiculous, man. He is ridiculous. Shout out to all of you here with us on YouTube and on Facebook. MMA Weekly, UFC 327 live. Check us out on social media at MMA Weekly, at Cageside Grease, at Jim Grease _. Paulo Costa's got 9 first-round finishes. He's 15-4. His body doesn't have a ton of wear and tear on it. Hasn't, really been much of a difference maker in a while. Actually, his picture on Wikipedia is me next to him, but I'm cut out. Because I interviewed him in that referee shirt at Fight Ready in Scottsdale, Arizona. So they cut me out of the shot, as they should. As they should. You know what I'm saying? They definitely should. Let me see. Where are we at here? What a fight. I cannot believe what we just saw. Remember Jack Buck on Kirk Gibson's home run? Maybe you don't. I don't believe what I just saw. That's how I feel right now, man. What a fight. I cannot, the sheer volume of punches. I need to see the numbers. That's what I'm looking for right now. I need to see the numbers. Blades versus, I need to see the numbers. I can't find them anywhere. I need to find them. Striking numbers, because man, I'm trying to think off the top of my head how many significant strikes were landed in that fight, and it was dead even halfway through the 3rd round. Let's see. All right, unofficially, Josh Hokit landed 142 significant strikes on 291 attempts. 291 significant strikes, and he landed 142. Blades, 144 out of 293. 49.1% for Blades, 48.7% for Hokit. Blades had the 2 takedowns in the first round. That's what I'm saying. That's why I picked Blades, because I thought he outstruck him. And round by round, you can't just go cumulative. You got to go round by round, and I get that. But Blades clearly won round 1, survived the bludgeoning, and then took him down twice and landed just as many punches. What an unbelievable fight. 66% striking accuracy for each guy. Yeah, very close decision. They think Hokit was more effective, but wow, all 3 judges, 29-28. Huge win over the number 5 heavyweight in the world at a time when the division's a little bit in flux, right? A little bit in flux, the heavyweight division. And I still can't pull up the dang rankings. Hold on a second. No. I don't know why they won't load. Let's see. We will do this here. Oh, it's the UFC website that's not pulling up. Uh-oh. Trouble in paradise. The professional Azamat Merzakonov. He said he's here because he's one of the toughest people in the world. Kind of looks like me with the beard and the bald head. I think I'm more handsome, though. I don't know. It's just me. It's just me. But he is a beast, man. I'm certainly not that level of beast like he is. This is crazy. Merzakonov is insane. And I mean that in the best possible way. He thinks he's very close to getting a shot at the title. So let me see now. If Blades was number 5 and Hokit's not ranked, I mean, he definitely is. I mean, if you just beat the number 5 guy, you got to be number 5, no? You got to be. You have to be. You just beat the number 5 guy in the world. What do you guys think in the chat? The MMA gods gave a palate cleanser after the Walker Reyes stinker. That is the best post in the chat of the night. No offense to anybody else, but that is Z84. Jiri has a baby on the way. He's going to leave it all out there tonight. I would say so. Number 2 and number 3 fighting for the strap tonight. Let's go. Man, what a fight. And we're getting right into the next one. Here comes the eraser, Paulo Costa. Stop the cap? What am I capping about, James? James N.E. That means lie for all you people who are my age. For all who vibe, Ulberg is no pushover. He's a great technical kickboxer. He is. And Yuri's just a whirling dervish, a little more controlled than Hokit. Now do you want to see Jiri fight Hokit after what their little run-in, Scott? Oh, I want to see that fight now. Belo Horizonte, Brazil, Paulo Costa. One of 8 active Brazilian UFC light heavyweights. 8. Count them, 8. And you think about guys like Shogun and, Lyoto, Machida. So many great Brazilian fighters. The Nogueiras, the Nogs. I mean, just come on. There's so many. Johnny Walker right now. Paulo's got the 4th highest significant strike rate in UFC middleweight history. He's got a 5-2 UFC knockdown ratio, and he's finished 12 of his 15 wins. Josh beat Curtis. Yes, he did. He did. Someone getting slept on this next one. We've been saying it all night, Nicholas. The last round, though, the last round, they say he won it. Yeah, all 3 judges scored it 29-28, unless they said he won the first. DC says the keys for Paulo are to use his body kicks at range and to back him up. So take DC's words for what they're worth. How about DC and Nate Diaz going back and forth? Diaz, just come on, bro. He's smart. He knows what he's doing, but nowhere near the career of Cormier. DC's right. It's like you're a 2-division champion, and Diaz lost a ton of fights. In his prime, he lost a ton of fights. I can't be biased, though. I definitely thought Blades was going to clip Hokit. Oh. Josh beat TF out of him, Juan. Says, Grim Reefer. Grim Reefer. You guys have some great names in the chat. I'm jealous of this. I need to change my name. Not my real name, but my screen name. The Kaseya Center rocking like it's the Heatles all over again with LeBron, Wade, and Bosch. What a night. The UFC sets records everywhere they go. That's why. Fights like this, man. Paulo Costa in the center of the octagon awaiting the arrival of a man who many people think is one of the next big things in the UFC. Azamat Merzakonov. Man. This is crazy. What a night. Undefeated. Light heavyweight from Nalchik, Russia. I must break you. Drago, remember? Where are we at? He's ranked at number 6 right now. And Paulo at one point was obviously fighting for a title. And he's unranked right now. So this is another opportunity for an unranked guy. You have to put Hokit at number 5, though. He beat Blades. I'm sorry, Spivak and Kuniev and Derek Lewis. And I'd love to see him fight Lewis. Tyrell Fortune. Shout out Tyrell. I've known him forever. Was in Bellator for a long time. Now in the UFC, coming off a win. Tyrell Fortune. Fortune over fame. Undefeated Azamat Merzakonov. Second active win streak in UFC light heavyweight division with 6. The highest knockdown rate among active UFC light heavyweights, 1.73 per 3 rounds. And he came to the UFC from the Contender Series on August 31st of 2021. 1. And now he gets a big time shot. Footwork and patience, a big key for him, according to Joe Rogan, and to establish the counter strikes early and often in this fight. Look at the Kaseya Center. Look at that camera. MMA Weekly cameras are everywhere, Scott. You're the man. Is that a drone or did you clip one up there, Scott? What'd you do? Oh, man. I love the Kaseya Center. I love Miami. Oh, man, it's crazy. It is crazy. And obviously, that's an establishing shot from earlier. Our camera's not live right now. Otherwise, it'd be a lot more full, but it's a great shot of the arena. I love it when Scott goes up there and gets those shots for us. A beautiful background. Takes away from people looking at my face, which is probably helpful, I'd say. Probably helpful. Who's kicking it with Trump over there? Man, look at, oh, wow, Merzakonov. And they're running a commercial literally with a split screen right now as we await the fight. So that's what you're waiting for right now. But Paulo Costa, former middleweight title challenger, but he's always been big like a light heavyweight, and he's not that's why he's not ranked at light heavyweight, obviously, right? And he's a minus 240 favorite, Merzakonov, but I don't know. Paulo's big. I mean, he should have been a light heavyweight to me all along. I've been there when Paulo was cutting weight, when I used to travel with Henry Cejudo and those guys, and at Anaheim. It was, what fight was it? It was Stipe DC. Tony Ferguson was on the card. All right, tail of the tape. 71.5, 72 on the reach, even on the weight, 6'1", 5'10", the height, age 36, Merzakonov 34 for the eraser, Paulo Costa. And Azamat, man, he is 15-0. His first fight was in 2010, only 15 fights. Didn't even fight for 2 years. A couple times he had 2 years off, but steady all the way since 2021. Co-main event, coming off a win against Alexander Rakic, who is really good in his own right. That's a big win for him. Alonzo Menifield, Dustin Jacoby, you go up through the levels. And after you beat Rakic, it's like, hey, and now if you beat Paulo, you I don't know about a title shot because the rankings are the rankings. And, when you're sitting there where he is right now at number 6, and you got Blachowicz in front of you and Khalil Roundtree in front of you, Carlos Ulberg and Prochazka, who fight for the belt tonight, Magomed Ankalaev coming off a loss to Alex Pereira, which is why these two guys got the fight, because they're coming off wins. Into the middle of the octagon comes Paulo. I always tell him he's like a soap opera star, man. I don't like standing next to people who are that much better looking than me. Sometimes life ain't fair. The fans in Miami loving it, though. Some Nepo trust fund babies on the floor with those $40,000 tickets. Azamat Merzakonov, 16-0, 5'10", 205 out of Fairfield, New Jersey. I wonder what it's like living in Jersey after you come from Russia. I don't know. That's an Aussie song. I'm going to try something here, guys. This mic's getting on my nerves. There we go. Much better. Much, much better. You could tell he has like one of those just massive shag carpet chest hair because he shaved it all off, and you can still see like he probably shaved it like an hour ago, and it's already like, Oh, man. Keith Peterson, the referee. You know what I'm saying? This is a big fight for Paulo Costa. What an opportunity for him to take out the number 6 guy in the division. Ooh, is that ring girl? I don't know her name. Oh, here it comes. Round 1. Into the center they come right now. Costa in the whitish gray trunks with the green writing. Got a little yellow on there from Brazil. And the red and the white, of course, from Russia is Merzakonov. And this is going to be so much fun, right? Paulo finishes fights. He's huge. He's much bigger. He looks like a heavyweight fighting a light heavyweight. He does. And Paulo's always been that dude. I've been there behind the scenes. I never finished my story. I've sat there while Paulo's been in a solar suit looking like he was dead on the floor in Anaheim. And he went out, and that was the one when he head kicked Romero and beat Yoel Romero. But he was literally in a solar suit for 3 days, depleting himself of every drop of water in his body. And I remember walking in and going, yo, he looks like he's going to die. And I remember DC seeing that, and he was like, yo, that's legit, man. And that's what DC had to do for light heavyweight. 4 minutes left. By the way, Paulo just drilled the lead leg of Merzakonov with a beautiful kick. 7-0 in the octagon, knocked out Rakic. Costa 2-3 in his last 5. One of the most physically imposing fighters you'll ever see in Paulo Costa, and one of the most dangerous as well. But Merzakonov is the same. Equally dangerous, if not more. Wow. 3:45 left in round number 1. Oh, a big right from Paulo Costa. He looks like the sharper fighter early on. It doesn't look close. We'll see. I don't know what you guys are thinking in the chat. Yeah, Costa is good, but he gasses. Hero legend. Good point. Good point. But will he gas now? He gassed before because he sat in a solar suit for 3 days, taking every drop of energy and fluid out of his body. He doesn't have to do that at 205. He looks much better, much quicker. I don't think you're ever going to see him at 185 again. I don't know why he was there to begin with. Costa is good. Yes, he is. Is Jiri going to win, or should I cash out? Yes, you can. Reyes Games, I see your message. Paulo looks great at 205, man. And I'm not just talking his physique. His physique always looks good, but his energy level is insane. I don't know if Merzakonov's landed anything yet. We'll see. I hope you're having as much fun as I am. Jim Greasehover. Call me Grease on MMA Weekly, at MMA Weekly, MMAWeekly.com, the website. Got to go there every day as well for your news and your fix. Twitter, wherever you go for your news and your content. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube with these shows. You know what I'm saying? MMA Weekly, we got you covered. For 20 plus years, the largest independently owned MMA website in El Mundo, in the world. Oh, Costa just slid out of the way of a big time right. Was there an eye poke in that exchange? I don't know. Wow, I didn't see it. I mean, it's a pretty fast fight. 2:18 left, round number 1. Official timeout with Keith Peterson, Dominic Cruz's buddy. Remember he told him go have another cigarette. Oh, yeah. Merzakonov came in, and he went to throw as he came in, and Paulo's back's against the cage. As Merzakonov comes in, Paulo came out with the left hand like that, kind of like Cyril Gane, but he held it like this to try to block the jab, and then he pushed the face, and the finger, it looked like inadvertently hit the eye. We'll see. Yes, he moved up, hero legend. Fingers. It's a thing in this sport. I mean, what Cyril Gane did to Tom Aspinall is criminal activity, though. He should be arrested on the White House lawn for that still. But he gets the fight. Weird sport. Let's see where the finger went in. Oh, the thumb went across the eye. As Paulo was going like this, the thumb scraped across the eyelid. I don't know if it really went in the eye. I don't know if you need 45 minutes, dude. Let's go. Come on. Costa looking good, and I bet his cardio is a lot better now that he is not almost killing himself to make weight. There you go, Nick. That's my point right there. That's my point. Round number 1 continues. Nice little break for Paulo there and for Merzakonov, who now coming at him in the southpaw stance, and Paulo, under 2 minutes left in the round. Let's see. Man. Paulo Costa backing up now. Merzakonov chasing him across the octagon. That southpaw style now giving Paulo problems. He just got drilled by a big shot and says, come on. Doesn't even look like he really felt it. Now, Paulo's trying to throw a lot of kicks, and Merzakonov is just catching him. So you got to think that might lead to a takedown at some point. You know, he's a master of sport in Army hand-to-hand combat. Oh, nice leg kick from Paulo. Just wobbled him and spun him around. This is a hell of a fight, too. This is a nice fight card tonight. Big-time fight card from the MIA. Like I said, I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are here on MMA Weekly. Oh, you're welcome, Steven. What's up, Izzy Drum? Right back at you. Thoughts on Jiri TKO? You're going to have to keep watching. We're in the co-main right now, and it's full of action. Under a minute, round 1. Costa against Merzakonov, trying to take out the number 6 fighter in the division, just like Hokit did to number 5 Blades. And I think Merzakonov slipped. He stumbled forward, and now Paulo's on top of him up against the cage. Oh, this is a bad spot for the Russian to be in. A bad spot for him. He's bleeding too, and Paulo's throwing elbows at him. He's got his forearm just kind of pushed into his neck. Remember McGregor's position against the cage in the second Poirier? If I want to see the second one, I don't remember if it's the second one or the third one. But like kind of up in that position. Or the same way he was against Khabib. And they're drilling each other now. Merzakonov comes back with a left, but Paulo coming right at him, looking to finish it. 10 seconds left in the round. This one's going around too. I don't think, Paulo just has a head kick block. Big right hand from Costa. Merzakonov lands a jab. And round number 1 comes to a close. What a round. What a round between these two warriors. Paulo took a couple shots, but he won that round. I think Costa won that round. What do you guys think in the chat? Yeah, Merz is on skates. He is on skates. I don't know if Paulo's going to gas Sean Leslie because he's at 205, man. He didn't have to practically kill himself to make weight. He had, I can tell you for sure, along with Henry Cejudo when he was at 125, DC at light heavyweight, Kelvin Gastelum at 170, just an awful time making weight for Paulo Costa at 185. I used to be uncomfortable watching him in that solar suit. You know what I mean? It used to be, I mean, the Warriors mentality and the discipline and whatever these guys, man, whatever they have inside of them that the rest of us don't have, it's just incredible. Yeah, nasty cross, Nicholas Padilla. You're right. Merz is on skates. Paulo definitely won that round. You're right, Sean. And there's levels to this game. And I think Paulo Costa might be one of the biggest what-ifs in UFC history. Losing, I mean, when he lost to Luke Rockhold, that was crazy. But to Izzy and Vettori and then Whitaker and Strickland, he beat Luke Rockhold is what I'm saying. Sorry about that. In between. He lost to Strickland in a split decision. The only time he's ever been finished was Adesanya by TKO. Costa a 70% likelihood of victory right now. His other losses against top-level guys, they came by decision. Oh, big head kick from Costa. Same one he hit Yoel with. Oh. Merzakonov coming right back with one of his own. I mean, Merzakonov is such a great and precise striker. Paulo comes full speed. You thought he might run into one, but so far so good. And he did get crushed by a couple of lefts in that first round. Doesn't even have a bruise or swelling on his face. Must be that secret juice. Big leg kicks from Paulo, bludgeoning the inside of the lead leg of Merzakonov. Really good first round for Paulo Costa. Same with the first minute of round number 2. He looks quicker. He looks more precise. He looks stronger. The jab's got more pop on it. Just weird stuff for Merzakonov. Tries a spinning back fist, nowhere near him. 350 left, round number 2. Say he would be nasty if he had some of Lyoto's style. Yeah, Costa's fighting. He's unranked in this division, but he might want to stay here. He wins this fight, he's going to be number 6. How can you not be? Just like Hokit has to be number 5 at least. And he has to get another huge fight next. He has to. Put him on International Fight Week, man. Put Hokit on International Fight Week. Are you kidding me? You have to. Please, Dana. Please, Hunter. Please, everybody else. Put him on International Fight Week. I'm begging you. July 11th in Vegas. Let's go. I just, wow. 310 left. Oh, Costa with a big body blow. He does look tired, though, Paulo. Those arms are starting to drop a little. The sweat, the mouth breathing. I mean, easy for me to say, right? Paulo should have the gas tank to keep it up. I think so, too, Juan DeMarco. What an awesome night of fights. The last one was incredible. Hokit and Blades. Now this one. I mean, Walker and Reyes they should be embarrassed back there after these next two. I can tell by tonight with Reyes and Walker and, now this fight, they're giving you much more than those two guys did. I hate to say it because I like them both, but it is what it is. These guys are giving you more. So whoever wins this fight probably going to get a little bit more favor and they'll be higher ranked. If Merzakonov wins, they'll be higher ranked, but Paulo unranked in this division. He's ranked 14th right now at middleweight, but I don't think he's going back down there after what I'm seeing here. This is nice. He could be a heavyweight, and he's eating these punches like they're not even there, man. Eventually that might not be the case, but Costa is taking big shots from Merzakonov like they're nothing. Like, get off me, bro. Like Kobe used to do when people thought they could guard him. Under 2 minutes left in round 2. Unreal. This is great. Costa pressing forward. Merzakonov trying to throw at him. They're in the clinch now, headed toward the fence. Paulo chest to chest with him with the arms around him, trying to throw him down. Oh, man, and he goes down. I don't think that was a takedown. Minute 30 left in the round, but Paulo's looking tired. He's looking tired. I mean, he's all muscle, man. The oxygen, that's a thing. Merzakonov's like, he's got the little beer belly. He doesn't have the huge muscle. That bodes in his favor. The bigger, more muscular guys have trouble when they start to fade. Oh, Costa with a big counter left after eating a right. Round number 2, Merzakonov is outstriking Costa. It was 21-6 significant strikes in round 1 for Paulo. Round 2 is 22-13. Merzakonov, who's now got like a side headlock on Paulo Costa on the ground. He's sitting up. And now they're about to stand. Paulo turning around. Now Paulo's on top, and Merzakonov's got a lot of blood coming out right here. This is another great fight. What a great 2 fights. I don't remember 2 fights as good as these 2 back to back. It's like a Drake song. Do a remix, man. Let's go. Wow. 30 seconds left in round 2. Costa's just got him pinned against the cage. I don't think Paulo's going to expend any more energy than he has to in this round. Throws a knee up at him. He's literally got his arms around the back like this, just, holding on because he did take some shots. This tells me he's hurt or he's tired or both. And he looks exhausted already. Oh, man, this is nice. Thank you guys for being here with us on MMA Weekly, wherever you are, all around the world. Global audience on Facebook and YouTube. 5 seconds left. Costa throwing knees in the clinch, up against the cage. Merzakonov, the blood everywhere. They both look exhausted. Merzakonov is bleeding from this side of his eye and this side of his nose. And Paulo's sweating profusely, breathing heavily. He was not tired at the end of round 1, but he looks beat right now. And he I think, lost that round. And you just found out why Merzakonov's number 6 in the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Paulo, come on, bro. You got to breathe. That's right, Juan DeMarco. Both guys look tired. Who wants it more? They both have to stop looking at the clock. Well, I don't know if you're ever going to stop fighters from doing that. But, coming into this fight, almost everybody. I mean, Merzakonov was minus 245, Costa plus 190. To win by KO or TKO, Paulo's plus 440. Almost cashed that ticket in the first round. Merzakonov plus 180. The over 1.5 rounds was minus 270. So obviously people expecting to go that far, but these guys in their mid-30s just putting on a show for the fans in Miami tonight. Putting on a show for the fans. I honestly don't want to see Costa go back to middleweight. He is too big. You got it, Nick. He found a home at light heavyweight here. He's got to stay there. Here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. They're ready for round number 3 right now. Paulo breathing heavy. The mouth breathing. Making me a little nervous there. Paulo with the arm up. Merzakonov comes right out and takes the center. Paulo Costa meets him there. Paulo's noticeably bigger, and the leg kicks to the lead leg of the southpaw, Merzakonov, are devastating. Costa with a couple of big shots. Oh, the head kick. He hit him with a head kick. He wobbled him. Merzakonov's tough. Oh, and Costa with a big right hand. That was a kill shot. Oh, like Eminem on Machine Gun Kelly. 2 in a row. 2 in a row. Kill shots. Merzakonov just eats them like they're nothing. I mean, wow. Costa with a body shot. That soft midsection, trying to work on it. Soften it up even more. He better slow his roll a little bit, Paulo, or he's going to gas out here. But he looks fine. Shout out to him. Like I said, that's my guy. He's a cool dude. But I've never met Merzakonov. I'm sure he's all right too. But what an unbelievable fight so far. There we go. Wow. Costa with another kick under the arm and into the ribs of Merzakonov. 350 left in the fight. I haven't seen Merzakonov land that much yet in this round. Costa winning 29 head strikes, 17 body blows, and 14 leg kicks. Oh, and a big shot from Paulo. Merzakonov down. It's over. He's waving it off. Paulo Costa goes up to is the number 6 fighter in the world. Azamat Merzakonov has tasted defeat for the first time, and Donald Trump standing up for the standing O for the eraser. Merzakonov looking up at the lights, not knowing where he is. Oh, the secret juice, Paulo Costa. What a win for a guy who, man, what a story. He comes back and beats Kopylov at UFC 318. 9 numbered events later, he's coming over to say hi to Donald Trump and shake his hand. That's cool for the fighters to do. No matter how you feel about our president, to see these fighters do this is pretty awesome. Have the opportunity to go down and shake the hand of the leader of the free world. I don't care what you think of him. That's an awesome opportunity. He's got Rubio behind him, and man, it's really interesting to see what just happened in this fight. He hasn't fought in almost a year. You know, he had lost to Whitaker and Strickland back-to-back before beating Kopylov, and now he comes up to light heavyweight and beats the number 6 fighter in the world. And now he's having like a 5-minute conversation with Trump, cage side, and Dana White shaking his hand too. He said, go up there and do your interview, man. You can talk to him later. Wow, Paulo Costa. What do you guys think in the chat? Let me know what you're feeling after that one. Who gets the bonuses tonight? I mean, no one on the undercard is going to get a bonus. I mean, Aaron Pico how about the Pico Pitbull fight? Unanimous decision for the Bellator alums. And Pico with the win. Kevin Holland beat Randy Brown. Gamrot beat Ribovics. And man, Tatiana Suarez beat Lupi by submission, rear naked choke. This is a loaded card top to bottom. Charles Radke, the first fighter on the card, beat Francisco Prado and gave one of the weirdest. Wow. Oh, I think that was a body kick from Costa that just crumpled him. Unbelievable. They're showing the replay, and I just literally, it's a kick that, oh no, it snuck through and went up off it's a head kick. The kick, he kicked him a bunch of times. Well, here's what happened is he kicked him a bunch of times under the arm throughout the fight. Body kick under here, right? So what do? You keep kicking there. He brings his arm down, and what do? You go up top, and it's the same kick that he nailed Yoel Romero with. Wobbled him, knocked him down. Shows you how tough Yoel Romero is, because the kick to Yoel was even cleaner and right across the temple. But this one, as soon as he hit it, Merzakonov just went, boom. Wow. What a win. This might be the biggest career win for Paulo Costa. I mean, he's won fights that put him in a title fight, so I better slow my roll. But wow, man. I mean, he's beaten Johnny Hendricks. He's beaten Uriah Hall, Yoel Romero, Luke Rockhold. You know, his losses, Adesanya, Vettori, Whitaker, and Strickland. You got anything wrong with any of those guys? Maybe he shouldn't have lost the Vettori fight. It was a decision. Whitaker and Strickland were decisions. Strickland was a split. Now he's headlining, fighting Hamzat for the belt in May in New Jersey. This is unbelievable, guys. What a night. Thank you so much for being here. Smash that like, the subscribe, all those things. I actually like the show Mobland. I'll take these promos all night. Tom Hardy and Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren. That's a great show, Mobland. Love that one. But what a fight card tonight. These two back to back. Let's get the official word from Bruce Buffer. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Peterson has called a stop to this contest. 1 minute, 23 seconds of round number 3. The winner by knockout. What do you think? Was that a decent buffer? Not as good as my man, Mini Buff, Matt Perino, MMA Hot Mic. Wow. One hell of a kick. One hell of a kick. Yeah, he might be in his prime. I don't know, guys. Light heavyweight Paulo, the secret juice. The secret juice with Captain Eric. Shout out to my man, Captain Eric Albatacine. He was Henry Cejudo's coach. He's Paulo's coach, Pitbull's coach. He's 1-1 tonight after the Pitbull lost to Pico. But he's finished 14 of his 16 wins with 13 knockouts. Paulo Costa goes up to light heavyweight and beats the number. We just saw back-to-back fights where dudes went up, and Hokit beats the number 5 dude as an unranked fighter. Costa beats the number 6 guy as an unranked fighter. And they just completely throw the rankings in the divisions upside down in Miami tonight. We got to do a Fallout show tomorrow, Scott, to keep ourselves up to date on all this stuff. We got to keep everybody. Man, wait a minute. Unbelievable. He's giving a shout out to Donald Trump. Thank you for being here. Fight Night Live on MMA Weekly, UFC 327, the #1 fight companion show in the sport. #1. We have the highest numbers we have for 6 years, and we love doing this for you. But Paulo says he asked for this fight special. I said, Mick, please put me into this fight. He says, the little fat one, he called him. Oh, wow, the little fat one. Well, okay. He says, Paulo, we got it. We're going to fight him. Okay, so he got it. Interesting. He wanted that fight. He wants to be the best in the world. You know, that's why I'm here. I work a lot. My whole team behind me. Yeah, big win for Paulo Costa tonight. Thank you, my Lord Jesus Christ. Everybody's been saying that these days. You know what I'm saying? We live in a crazy world, but I love seeing that acknowledgement from the fighters. He says, a man of faith, man of family, and a hard worker. And now I just beat the number 6. No, he's not saying that, but he says, I thank God because he gave me a grace to show my great performance tonight. Yeah, he's going to get a bonus. He's going to get a bonus, man. I would say that Rogan's interview, for you to make 185, now that you're at 205, How much better was training? How much better do you feel because he's a big light heavyweight, not just a huge middleweight, but a big light heavyweight. He could easily be a heavyweight. And you know what? Maybe he should have been a light heavyweight all along. You know what I mean? Like DC should have been a heavyweight all along, and he stayed at light heavyweight because of Cain, and they were teammates. Shout out to Cain Velasquez, one of my friends and a guy I've known forever. I wouldn't be where I am in this world and in this life without Cain Velasquez. Man, I've been lucky to host shows like this and work for ESPN as a UFC insider. And guys like Cain Velasquez, Benson Henderson, Ryan Bader are the reason why. Justin Gaethje, Kelvin Gastelum, Paulo Costa, for that matter. And shout out to Cain for being free, as he should have been all along. He says, it doesn't matter who, I'm here to stay. So he's here to stay at light heavyweight. I don't blame him, man. You don't be in those solar suits for 3 straight days anymore. Maybe a day now, right? But also, sometimes you get older, you get a little bit wiser. You get a little bit more serious about things as you get older. And I think that could be the case. Not that he wasn't serious before he got a title fight, but he fought prime Izzy when Izzy was never going to lose to anyone before Alex kind of took Izzy down a notch. Oh, Ivanka Trump in the house too tonight. Look at that. Got everybody there. Kamaru Usman. Shout out. What a great champion. What a great champion Kamaru is. Oh, the whole Trump family's there. The entire family. Gaethje again. Holly Holm right behind him. Shout out Holly. That's my girl. Love her too. Who just walked by Gaethje? They didn't even show him, but they show Trump and Dana talking all the time, cage side. And, this Freedom 250 card is crazy. Oh, there's John Jones and Gable Stevenson. How many of you can't wait to see Gable Stevenson? Are you kidding? What am I capping about? Somebody tell me, love for all hatred. What am I capping about? Or are you guys talking about in the chat, right? He's set to debut at International Fight Week. Oh, Gable Stevenson's going to debut at International Fight Week. There we go. I'm looking forward to that one. Wrestling champion of champions, right? And a great dude. Trains with John. John's his coach. John's his mentor. John's his man. And we only have one fight left to go tonight. Wow, Scott, can you believe this? What a night from Miami. Holly Holm is a beast. You are not kidding. Wow, so plus 100, Ulberg to win. Minus 155, 50 plus significant strikes, fight to not go the distance. Oh, they're showing you a parlay. That's what they're doing. That's an ad. My mistake. This is unbelievable, guys. I'm so happy tonight, this fight card. This is unreal. Paulo Costa just made my night right after Hokit. And now you see Jiri and Ulberg. These might be the 2 best strikers in the division. And after what we just saw, now Reyes and Walker, I said, they're going to be a little pissed off with themselves when they see what Hokit and Blades did. And then in their own division, what Costa was able to do coming up against, Merzakonov. But now you get the main event. Now you get Jiri and Ulberg for the belt that's vacated by Alex Pereira. What a night for the light heavyweight division. All week long, all we heard was, oh, the light heavyweight division's in flux. Pereira's gone. What is the division now? It's nothing. It's this, it's that. Well, Paulo Costa just made it a hell of a lot better in one fight. In one fight, man. In one fight. This is crazy. In one fight. How did Paulo Costa ever make middleweight? And how did Pereira ever make middleweight? He obviously had to go get Izzy. That's what his goal was all the time. And Izzy kept calling him out. That's the only reason we got him. Insane in the membrane. But people were talking about the light heavyweight division like it was trash all week, man. I don't think you're feeling that way anymore without Alex in there. Ankalaev, Ulberg and Prochazka, Roundtree, Blachowicz still hanging on. Jamal Hill still there. But after what Paulo Costa just did, he's got to be at least number 6. And he's got to get someone like Blachowicz or Roundtree next. He has to. He has to. And so does Hokit. Hokit's got to go up and get somebody big now, too. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Waldo Cortez Acosta. That's my guy, too. I called 3 of his fights on the way up, and now he's the number 4 heavyweight in the UFC. This is crazy. Yeah, wow. Appreciate all of you. What are you feeling right now? How you feeling after these fights? Who's going to get the bonuses? Who's going to get the bonuses tonight? Costa has to get a bonus. Hokit has to. Hokit and Blades is the fight of the night. It might be the fight of the history of the company, honestly. People say stuff like that all the time, but wow. I think it's right there. I literally think it's right there. What an unbelievable fight. Ha! Jeez. And what a night. Hokit and Blades is fight of the night. Costa has got to get a bonus as I'm seeing it right now. Cub Swanson's got to get a bonus as I'm seeing it right now. Submission of the night. You want to go Gamrot or Suarez? Maybe Luque over Kelvin with the Anaconda choke in round 1. There's some good candidates tonight.
Hey, I don't know if you heard this, but basically, Trump was talking to Derek Lewis, and he wanted Derek Lewis on the White House card, and Derek Lewis will be fighting Josh Hokit on the White House card.
Hokit's going to be on the White House card.
Yes.
I was just saying I wanted Hokit on International Fight Week, and the White House card's already set. So Lewis and Hokit in Vegas, July 11th. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. You're gonna go say hi to Donald for us? You're gonna go say what's up to him and Rubio?
I'm not going.
Let's see. Wow, the octagon looks so amazing. I've never seen anything in my life like when you walk into an arena and you see that octagon in the middle. I can only imagine what it's gonna look like on the White House lawn. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be so dope. What a night. What a night. Should I cash or ride Jiri? Oh, Sarah Hormsby. I would ride Jiri. He's got championship fight experience. Ulberg's a technical kickboxer. He's great. I think Jiri wins this fight. What do you think in the chat? Let's go. Let's get it going. Main event. We got Cub for a bonus. We were asking the chat about the bonuses, Scott, and who they thought should get them. Ulberg too fast for Jiri. You might be right, Slow G. Costa, Blades, Cub for the bonuses. All right, living. Yeah, no, well, yeah, Blades and Hokit, fight of the night. Cub and Costa, KOs. Who gets submission of the night? Should you cash or ride Jiri? I'm riding Jiri. I don't ever want to cash before I have a chance to win more. Stack the action, baby. Call me Mr. Papa Giorgio. My friend Jiri is far from sucking. I feel like someone is projecting and a little bit insecure. It's okay, buddy. They're having fun in the chat. Who won? Paulo Costa won, and Josh Hokit won, and Cub Swanson won, and Dominic Reyes won. Please give all names. Which names are you talking about? This isn't play-by-play, by the way. Careful how you word that. It's a fight companion show. But tell me which names I'm leaving out, and I'll include them for you. Simple thing. Jiri will feel the Polynesian power. Ulberg older, less reach. I agree with you, Hero Legend. Not the Haka. Jiri's going to call technical foul. You guys are fun in the chat. Who do you have? How? When? Who's winning? How? And when in this main event? Is one of these guys going to, hey, Jiri Prochazka could do it, right? Is one of these guys going to stand up and legitimately just say, hey, you know, this is our show. We're the main event. And Paulo Costa, Cub Swanson, and Hokit and Blades have stolen the show so far. No doubt about it. They've stolen the show. So with this main event, these guys, like, the gauntlet's been thrown. And again, like, if I'm Reyes and I'm Johnny Walker, I'm just sitting back there. I'm really disappointed in our fight when I look at the fights that have come after and right before on the main card with Cub. That's a tough one. Both guys looked like they were really fighting careful, didn't really unleash the beast tonight, Reyes and Walker, and you thought you'd get more of a war, and you just didn't. You just really didn't. When does it start? Soon. As soon as they play their 9,763 commercials, followed by their 1,400 promos for Taylor Sheridan shows. That's when. All right. Not that I wouldn't if I owned the network, but I don't, and it just pisses me off. It also pisses me off that I don't own the network, for the record. But who just bought it? Ellison's son? Yeah. All right. So Carlos Ulberg, Auckland, New Zealand. First fighter from New Zealand to challenge for the UFC light heavyweight title. Yes. They should show highlights of the fighters getting knocked out instead. Oh, they got to get their $7 billion back, man. You know what? I'm not complaining. I've loved the sport forever. Scott, you've been there for a long time. It's nice to see the UFC rise the way that it has. I'm not hating on them. It's the most incredible story in the history of sports. There's going to be movies about it, books, you name it, about Dana White and the Fertittas and what they did. And then it just keeps growing, right? You bring a guy like Ari Emanuel in and the biggest agency in the world. And it just keeps growing and getting bigger and better. And now they're on the White House lawn. They couldn't get a venue to do a fight. They could not get a venue to do a fight. Think about this. When they bought the company, no one would bring them in. No one wanted a UFC event. The only one who did it was Donald Trump at his casino in New Jersey. And that's why Dana's been so loyal to him. And now Trump repays that loyalty with the White House card. For those of you who didn't know the story, there it is right there. Ulberg will sleep.
One of those. Trump there in New Jersey.
How was it?
It was cool. It was it was when it was Rich Franklin when he fought I'm drawing a blank, the guy that died in the desert, rode his motorcycle out there, Evan Tanner.
Evan Tanner. Yeah. Wow. Scott, that's a long time ago. Second longest active win streak in UFC light heavyweight history at 9. He's tied Ulberg. 9 wins by KO. Highest significant strike rate in UFC light heavyweight history, 6.58 per minute. Waka Marapa, house on Ulberg. Yeah, there you go. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, what is to have the president at so many of your events? That's no matter who it is. That's incredible. Ulberg should come out doing the haka. He just did a cartwheel in the middle of the octagon. Jiri thinks he's the only warrior. Well, Jiri will feel the Polynesian power. I love all the takes out there, guys. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Man, this is crazy. Everyone's picking Jiri. Poirier picked him. Chiesa picked him. Dean Thomas picked him. I mean, I know that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it does mean something. It does mean something. I know that doesn't make any sense, but that's okay. It's sports and it's live and things like this happen. And it's true. There's so many different variables and so many things can happen in that octagon. Look at that building. Look at the crowd, the octagon in the middle of Miami. I'm so pissed I didn't go. That's my city. Miami's my city. I graduated college there, lived there 12 years, lived there all through the 90s, my 20s. Oh, man, Miami's still my city to this day. It's crazy expensive now. And things have changed a lot, and I'm wishing to hell that I would have bought a couple of homes back then because I didn't, And I had a condo there for a bunch of years, and we sold it. Also had one in Scottsdale, sold that. Yeah, I'm smart, see? Jiri and Ulberg next. You see the clock up there for the main event. Yuri's going to win. Jiri lives in a glass house. Here he comes. Here he comes. Jiri Prochazka from the Czech Republic, the first Czech champion in UFC history, but it's been a while since he had the gold around his waist. He won so many fights, and he was beating everybody, man, until he came across, he did lose to King Mo. That's a long time ago. But let's see. Yeah, I mean, he beat everybody in the world. He beat Volkan. I remember when he beat my guy, CB Dalloway. Volkan, Reyes, Teixeira. Then he loses to Alex Pereira by a TKO. Right? And then he beats Rakic. Then he loses to Pereira again by TKO. TKO's Jamal Hill. KO's Khalil Roundtree. He keeps laying waste to everyone in the division not named Alex Pereira. That comeback in the Glover fight, that's one of the best fights I've ever seen, man. The rear naked choke in that one. 4.5 minutes into round number 5 over in Singapore in June of 2022. But the last time Jiri Prochazka had that belt around his waist, man, it was... He vacated the title due to injury and then fought for it again. So he beat Glover for the title, never defended it because he had to give it up due to injury, and then he lost for the vacant belt to Alex. So he's never had a chance to defend the belt, and tonight he gets a chance to wear it again. His second time fighting for the vacant belt. He's been in so many big fights, so many title fights, and that's why one of the reasons I think that it's Jiri's night. I think it's Jiri's night. I really do. I think it's Jiri's night tonight, and I'll tell you why in just a second. But first, I want to thank you for being here once again on MMA Weekly, YouTube, Facebook, as Jiri makes his way. Big night in Miami, UFC 327. We're doing the Fallout shows now. We got every numbered event. We'll be here for the White House card. We got a lot of big things coming your way. Jiri, the former light heavyweight champ, back-to-back wins, finished 31 of 32 wins with 28 knockouts. And even his losses, he's been finished. He's got the 4th highest significant strike rate in UFC lightweight history. This is going to be I have a feeling this is going to be a great fight too. And, Jiri's younger at 33. He's got 40 bouts, almost 40 bouts on his professional record, man. It's crazy. I mean, and the only person who's even had anything for him in the octagon is Alex Pereira, who knocked him out twice. He's just a better striker. And you know what it is? Jiri is about a minus 110, minus 115, but by TKO KO plus 150. Ulberg minus 106, KO TKO plus 185. Nobody's submitting anybody. If Jiri wins by submission, which he has 3 of them, it's plus 1600. If Ulberg wins by submission, it's 2200. But man, this is great. What a fight night. 2 back-to-back. And Scott, I don't know if you're still there and you can still hear me, but I just said that I don't know that I've ever seen 2 back-to-back fights like that on a UFC card. Hokit, Blades, Costa, Azamat Merzakonov. And by the way, if you didn't hear, Scott Peterson with the breaking news on MMA Weekly just moments ago. 35 for Ulberg, 33 for Jiri, by the way. A 3-inch reach advantage for Jiri, 1-inch height advantage for Ulberg. But Scott with the breaking news, Hokit will be fighting on the White House card against Derek Lewis. Why? Of course, Derek Lewis would do this. He has a conversation with President Trump, who then insists that he be put on the card. Dana says yes, it's Hokit. And now he gets to go fight another 265-pound dude and Derek Lewis, like he just did with Razor Blades. And the way Hokit fought tonight, I don't see Derek Lewis having a chance against that speed. He always has a chance because of his power. But wow. Jiri could ground and pound him, you know. I don't know. Ray Sefo is Ulberg's uncle. I like Ray. Ray's an important guy in the history of this sport, man. He definitely is. Look at these two staring across at each other right now. Ulberg, of course, coming in at 13-1, hasn't lost since Kennedy and Wuku back at UFC 259. That was his debut after the Contender Series. After that, just win after win. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-1. And the wins keep getting better. Alonzo Menifield, Volkan Ozdemir, Jan Błachowicz, and Dominic Reyes. But those guys are not Jiri Prochazka. Not even close, guys. Come on. You got to be real in the chat. You got to be realistic. And I know he has a really good shot, and this is an even fight, right? But what it is with this fight that I love, it's the 2 different types of striking that you get in this fight. And I'm going to break this down in just a second. But we saw Cub Swanson. Let me just real quick run down Cub Swanson with the TKO first round 406 over Nate Landwehr. Dominic Reyes, Johnny Walker, split decision snooze fest for Dominic Reyes. And it was a snooze fest, the only one on the card. And then Josh Hokit, Curtis Blades, fight of the year. Unanimous decision, 29-28 for Hokit after 15 minutes of nonstop war in the heavyweight division. Think about that. I don't have to say anymore. Then Paulo Costa comes up to light heavyweight from middleweight and beats the brakes off of Azamat Merzakonov, beats him with a head kick round 3, 123 with the TKO, and now he's found a home in the light heavyweight division. So back-to-back amazing fights, and the craziest thing about these fights is in these back-to-back fights, we had 2 guys who were unranked come in and beat a top 5 guy, number 5, and number 6 in their divisions, which is just absolutely incredible. I mean, put that on a parlay. See what that would have given you. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely insane. This is chaos versus precision. Jiri, I don't want to say that Jiri is not precise, but he's chaos, man. If it becomes a firefight, it's Jiri all night long. It's Jiri all night long. And I spent hours putting together notes for these fights. I'm looking at my notes real quick, guys. Ulberg's an elite kickboxer. We know this, obviously, right? And the discipline, the counters, you really have to watch his counters. That's what Jiri's really got to be careful of, because that's how Pereira got him both times, is with the counters. Jiri got a little crazy, and I don't think Ulberg's as good as Pereira on the feet, obviously, right? So we'll see. We will see. But a 9-fight win streak for Ulberg, the tension at weigh-ins, the snub, they stand face-to-face. Oh, man, they do not like each other. They are ready for war. This is amazing. This is amazing. Thank you so much for being here. It's one of the fights. The better fighter doesn't always win. The one who controls the chaos does. But Jiri brings the chaos. Let's go. Ready to start the main event. UFC 327 in Miami, live on MMA Weekly. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, at MMA Weekly. MMAWeekly.com, at Jim Grease, at Cageside Grease. Thank you so much for being here. And we love you in the chat as well. Let's go. Start the clock, Scott. Round number 1. Jiri in the red trunks. Let's see. All right, Jiri's in the red with the white, and in the black is Ulberg. Sorry, guys, about the clock. We must have had a malfunction there, but it's okay. I'll keep you updated. 4:40 is where we're at right now. Ulberg with that crazy up and down movement, and Jiri doing the same, reaching for the sky. This is going to be fun. Both light on their feet, both fast, both in great shape, both warriors. Oh, Jiri lands a right already. Ran right at him and hit him with a long right. And Yuri's just kind of standing back there like he normally does. Very, very unconventional, say the least. Big, nice leg kick landed by Jiri Prochazka as well. The former champion never got the chance to defend the belt. Gave it up and because of an injury, and then lost the fight for the bacon belt to Bejeda. And then won one more fight in between, and then went right back for that. But he's beaten the best of the best. Everybody but Alex, and that's a lot of people who've done that. It's amazing Izzy beat him. Amazing. I didn't think he would, and he did. Shout out to Izzy Adesanya, one of the all-time greats. 350 left in round one. Ulberg hasn't hit anything yet. Number 2 against number 3. Jiri Prochazka, the former champion. Ulberg. They're number 2 and 3, by the way. Jiri 2, Ulberg 3. Oh, nice counter left from Ulberg. Ducked around and hit him with a hook. This is high, high level. The highest. Ulberg looks good in there. Calm, patient. Dean Thomas giving his thoughts real quick. He said, watch the left hook of Ulberg. That's exactly what I just said on that counter. Yep, that's what Ulberg's looking for. There you go. I love what Dean Thomas brings from the corners, by the way. Don't ever change that. Jiri going to knock him out. Oh, yeah. Ulberg just fell. Did he hurt his leg? Oh, man, he's limping. Oh, and Jiri kicks him in the back of the knee. Just destroyed the back of his leg. Ulberg's, oh, and again, these leg kicks from Jiri right into the back of the knee are devastating to Ulberg. He's killing him with these kicks. And he's got it seemingly anytime he wants. Oh, and again, Ulberg's hurt. I think Ulberg has he's got something torn in his leg or something, or his foot. Oh, man, there's something wrong with his leg because he was going back and his leg kind of caved on him. We'll keep our eyes on that. 2.5 minutes left, round number 1. Jiri continues to kick that leg. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Oh, man, people used to do that to Sean O'Malley. Man, and yeah, his lead leg is destroyed. Jiri hit it with a kick early, and it did something to it. And now he's barely able to put any weight on it, and he just keeps taking shot after shot. 2:10 left in round number 1. A game effort from Ulberg. He's still throwing shots, but Jiri has destroyed his lead leg already. Oh, again. Oh, that hurts just watching it, guys. That hurts. Let's go, Jiri. Sorry, guys. I'm the timer. 156, 155. Yeah. Oh, did he step on his foot? They collided knees. A knee went into his thigh. Oh, Ulberg can't throw a kick. His right leg. It's his right leg that's hurt. It wasn't from a kick thrown by Jiri. What hurt his leg? He cannot go back on that leg. He tried to throw a kick with his left leg, and his right leg's already toast, and so Jiri just keeps kicking his left leg. Smart fighter. Championship level shit right there. Minute 30, round 1. Jiri Prochazka dominating Carlos Ulberg, who appears to be fighting on one leg. Oh, and he counters to the left. Jiri goes down. Are you kidding me? Is he going to win this on one leg? Prochazka getting pounded, and they stop the fight. Carlos Ulberg stops Jiri Prochazka on one leg. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What in the world did I just see? Guys, what in the world just happened? Jiri Prochazka is dominating this fight, destroying the legs. He's on one leg. Did he have a Charlie horse? Did he hit him with a knee? Was he playing possum? What in the world just happened? What in the world just happened? Oh, my God. Wow. His coach, Eugene Behrman, that was Izzy's coach, right? Oh, wow. Wow, what a performance. He's on one leg. Oh, his right foot. Oh, it's that. Yeah, he couldn't even put any weight on it. He's getting crushed and knocked down, and Yuri's destroying his other leg. And I don't know. This is just insane. Jiri was coming right in. Oh, a beautiful left hook. We talked about that from Ulberg. So Jiri was coming in, Ulberg up against the cage. And as Yuri's coming in to throw another kick, Ulberg hit him with that counter left that I just talked about. Right as I said it, Dean Thomas came on and said it right after I did. You know, it wasn't too hard to notice. And that's the punch that he got clocked with, went down with it, trying to get up, but completely rocked, and then just got pounded out on the ground by the relentless G&P of Ulberg. Wow. Oh, my God. This is incredible. These last 3 fights, oh, what a sniper. That's the right word for him. The sniper. Wow, wow, wow. I thought Ulberg had no chance after seeing his leg like that. Where are all the Jiri lovers? Yeah, no, Ulberg won. Ulberg knocked him. It was TKO, but he smashed him with a counter left hook as Jiri was coming in with his hands down. Jiri gets reckless, man. Think about this moment for Ulberg, right? He's on one leg, and we'll find out the reason in a minute. His biggest win before this was over Jan Blachowicz, a former champion, and then Reyes, so the former number one contender, right? Jiri had fought and beaten everyone. He just beat Hill and Roundtree back to back. He beat Rakic, Glover, all of them. The losses to Pereira in between. And he had this fight won. He's not going to be happy with himself. Jiri Prochazka is not going to be happy with himself at all because he came in toward the cage to throw. His arms were almost waist level, man. And that counter just came right through. He's up against the cage and just went wham, came across and just flush. Boom. Contact is all it takes. Unbelievable. Press conference coming up next on MMA Weekly from Miami. Jiri does get reckless. Man, let's go. What a night. What a fight. Oh, they got the desk ready with Dominic Cruz and Chris Weidman. Nobody else whose name I would even say, but always love watching those two. Man, on the desk on the bay in Miami. Goddard, the referee, ready for the official word from Bruce Buffer. Did I just say Bruce? Bruce Buffer. Oh, 400 on Ulberg. Yeah, that was dumb. That was really dumb on you. Really, Jiri was not smart. That was not a smart move by Jiri Prochazka. And I mean, he had the belt. He had the belt back. And should there be a rematch here? I don't know. I mean, why not? Why not? Who else are you going to throw in there? You really want to see Ankalaev coming off a loss? No. Roundtree, Jiri just beat him. Jan, no. It's got to be a rematch. It has to be. 345 of round number 1 with the knockout. And Jiri got reckless. I think Jiri kind of gave it to him. He got a little too cocky. He always does, though. He fights like that, man. That was a tough one for Jiri Prochazka. He should have never come in so recklessly right into primary striking distance with his hands down against a guy like Ulberg. He had one shot to beat you. He's on one leg, bro. He has one shot to beat you on one leg, and you walk right into what he can beat you with. And look, he threw that left hook earlier in the fight. And he had a right foot that he couldn't plant on. And Jiri kept destroying the left leg. But he almost landed that same left hook 2 or 3 times earlier. And Jiri still came in with his hands down. Dude, this is unbelievable. Jiri got smoked, but he was winning. He was winning big. This is insane. 19th undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion. One of the greatest divisions in the history of the sport. Rampage and Rashad and Chuck and Tito and Daniel Cormier and so many great fighters. You know what I mean? Shogun, Machida. And of course, the GOAT, John Jones. What a division. What a fight this was. Oh, some idiot was on his phone. He's going to feel like a moron. You paid 90 grand for those seats and you're on your phone, dummy, when the knockout happens. Wow, that was quick. Jiri did come in with his hands down. Left hook got him. Bang, went down. Ground and pound. Rogan couldn't believe it. Anik can't believe it. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow. That's something that it's mind-numbing. So obviously Ulberg's going to get a bonus. Cub's got to get a bonus. Paulo's got to get a bonus. And Hokit and Blade's got to get bonuses. Badly damaged knee for Ulberg. The hook is deadly. He's got a bad leg now. He's going to have to probably get surgery or something. I mean, his leg buckled and he had something in his knee, his right knee, which is his back leg. And then Jiri just kept pounding his front leg. Whew, man, this is incredible. I cannot believe this fight night. This is one of the best fight cards I've ever seen in my entire life. I love this sport so much. So much. Wow. Jiri. Now let's see what Jiri says about what he just did. Man, that was crazy. Wow. He said it was at the knee. Was that the case? Joe's asking him. What's he saying? He's like, man, what happened? He's like, I was through. I felt like, in that fight, I felt mercy in the fight. Oh, come on. You felt sorry for him? Bullshit. You felt sorry for him. You just got knocked out. This is one of the biggest lessons in my life, man, he says. He rushed him full speed with his hands down. He wasn't feeling sorry for him. He says, I can't understand like that. The fight was won. He was on one leg. He's like, I won that. I had it. It was in my hand, and I just ran in with my hands down against an elite striker. I just left him because I just saw his injury. And man, no, Jiri. That's a bunch of crap, man. You felt mercy when you saw that his knee was blown out. Yes, that's right. I think that's cap. I'm sure this is a huge disappointment for you. You're still one of the best in the world. I know you will be back better than ever. And thank you again for everything. I will be back. Wow. So Jiri Prochazka rushes in with his arms down to try to get the finish, and then he says he felt sorry for him. He said, life's about overcoming things. Learn and be better. And I appreciate that from Jiri. He stands on the sword, right? He doesn't just swing it around, but wow. I'd say his Bushido code has worked well enough so far, but nobody can keep winning forever. This is a brutal sport. That's a great Dominic Drug 2953. Great post. Yeah, no, Jiri just for him to say he was having mercy on him, that's a little hard for me to believe right there. That's a little hard for me to believe. I mean, he might be telling the truth, but I don't see it. He did the hollow point, was trying to stand and bang with him, but then went to attack his legs again. That's all cap. Yeah, for all who vibe, it is all cap. For whatever Jiri says, it's unbelievable that you would have that fight in your hand. You'd have it in your hand, and you would just throw it away. You would just throw it away. Still one of the best fights I've seen. Like, that was a good fight too. A lot of action in that fight. So here, let's just put a bow on it, man. Charles Radke with one of the worst post-fight interviews in the history of the UFC beats Francisco Prado by decision, unanimous. Vicente Luque, anaconda choke over Kelvin Gastelum at 408 of round number 1. Chris Padilla defeated Markel Medeiros. Oh, no, sorry. That's a majority draw. That's the majority draw fight at the catchweight, 158. Excuse me. But, man, then you go Tatiana Suarez beat Lupi Godinez by submission, round 2, 229. Second round, 419 for an arm triangle choke. Submission for Mateos Gamrot. Kevin Holland, decision over Randy Brown. Aaron Pico, unanimous decision also over Pitbull. Look at that arena on the Bay in Miami. I used to go there 100 times a year. Cub Swanson, TKO, Nate Landwehr, round 1, 406. Dominic Reyes, Johnny Walker. Not the best fight tonight, but Reyes wins by split decision. Hokit and Blades, Josh Hokit and Curtis Blades. Unranked Josh Hokit bludgeons Curtis Blades, and it was a straight-up war. Both guys got tagged for 3 straight rounds. Unanimous decision, 29-28. Paulo Costa comes up to light heavyweight, defeats the undefeated Azamat Merzakonov by TKO. Head kick, round 3, 123. And Carlos Ulberg on one leg with a mashed-up knee KOs Jiri Prochazka, round 1, 345, when Jiri had the fight in his hand. That's man, unbelievable. Just crazy. Jiri got knocked out. Yes, he did. And the other dude tore his ACL, maybe. Yeah. And look, again, the only guy who's done that to Jiri is Alex Pereira 2 times. He's beaten everybody else, and it's been just incredible watching him do it. I just lost 300 because of his mercy. I've never seen nothing like that ever. Oh, man, we had Sarah in here, too. She let it ride on Jiri, and we told her she should. But I want to say this. You had that one, girl. You had that one. And that was good advice. You had it won, and Jiri just got stupid in there. He just got stupid. For all who vibe. There's that. There's that for all who vibe. I don't know if the gaming sponsors will love that one, but, I respect it, but unfortunately, the worst possible outcome happened to him because of it. Yeah, Derek for real, 413. Shout out to all you guys in the chat. So great. And for all of you watching us all over the world on YouTube, Facebook, on MMA Weekly, the numbers have always been huge on these shows. We're going to keep doing them. We got other new content coming your way. We got the Fallout shows. We got the MVP card next month, International Fight Week on July 11th. And, some fight card called Freedom 250 on the White House lawn in June. as well as May, Strickland, and Hamzat. That's going to do huge numbers, that fight. Can you imagine that press conference? You said the press conference has been boring, Scott. That press conference will not be boring. True King 1857 chose not to keep targeting it due to mercy and got himself KO'd. That's not true, True King. That is not true. That's misinformation. Jiri, the back leg was the one that was hurt on Ulberg. Jiri kicked the front leg 100 times because he knew the back leg was hurt, and he was rushing in. He said in his post-fight interview that he took it easy on him because he felt bad for him. There was absolutely no visual evidence of that whatsoever. None. No. He might feel that now, but I think if you watch this back, you'll see that Jiri was not at all taking it easy on Ulberg. Not one bit. Samoans take over the world. Congrats to the king, one knee Ulberg. I can't believe Jiri just did that. He gave him the title, handed it to him on a silver platter. Man, crazy. The head kick from Costa. Same one he hit Yoel Romero with, if you remember. He did it tonight against Merzakonov. I want to hear who the bonuses go to. What a night. What a fight. I mean, this card, I can't remember back-to-back fights like Hokit Blades and Costa Merzakonov. I can't remember back-to-back fights like that in a long time. You throw in Cub Swanson's performance and the round 1 KO, and then Ulberg on one leg. So the bonuses are Ulberg, Costa, Hokit, Blades, fight of the night, and then Cub. Submission, I'm not really sure which one I do. Gamrot Suarez, maybe Tatiana Suarez. Luque's was good too. But I'm really excited to see what happens next. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I am, yeah, man, I don't understand what just happened there with Jiri. So here's the thing. If Ulberg's out, what do you do? If Ulberg's out, what do? You tell Jiri, you say, hey, man, you messed that up. Fight Ankalaev and the winner fights him, because I don't see Roundtree or Jan Blachowicz getting a shot. Paulo Costa might be right in the mix with one more win. Not might, he will be in this division right now. And depending how long Ulberg is out, that's the big thing we need to learn. But, man, he was on one leg, couldn't plant on the back leg. What an incredible night at UFC 327. I wish to God I was in Miami tonight. I told you that's my city. I grew up there. Even though I grew up in Connecticut until I was 22, I moved to Miami, spent my whole 20s. That's where I really grew up. And, man, I wish I was there tonight. What a night. Those fights. Incredible. These influencers don't even know what to do with these fights or what they're doing there. But, wow. Screw mercy. Sweep the leg. True King. Oh, Cobra Kai. Sweep the leg. Huge L for Jiri. Costa would not die. Costa just dominated the undefeated number 6 guy in the world. Oh, they're doing the show outside the arena with the bay in the background. What I wouldn't give to be right there right now. But never mind. I'm not going to say it. Wow. Mercy is stupid in MMA. Yes, once you see the leg injury like that, be like Jones and start spamming oblique kicks. You have to. You can't have mercy. You ever watch the Discovery Channel? You can't, like, when an animal's limping on, a couple legs or got a broken spine, you don't have mercy. You kill it. You kill it. You kill. When that clock's running, you know what I mean? You keep going. You kill or be killed. And he just got killed, And wow, he was. It looked like Jiri was going to win the fight. What a good thing it is to have Chris Weidman out there, the former champion at 185, legend in the sport. He was maybe slowing down. I don't know. Dominic Cruz, I love Dominic Cruz as an analyst. He's one of the best. He says you saw him try to give Ulberg a chance, and you cannot do that. I don't know if he tried to give him a chance. Maybe Jiri, the chance that he's talking about is he gave him a little bit of time before he went in on him with the hands down like that. But he still rushed in with the hands down, and he was kicking that leg over and over again. So we'll see. I don't know. Unreal. There goes the music. He's playing me off the stage. I guess the press conference will be next right here on MMA Weekly, and we will talk to you soon. Not sure if we're doing the Fallout show tomorrow. We'll have it for you if we do, and if not, we'll be back with the next pay-per-view, and that will be New Jersey, Strickland and Chimaev, and that one's going to be amazing too. What a night of fights. Paulo Costa with a huge victory. Josh Hokit, Cub Swanson, and Carlos Ulberg at UFC 327. Thank you so much for watching us here on MMA Weekly, YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you smash the like, the subscribe, all those. See us on social media at MMA Weekly, at Cageside Greece, and of course, MMAWeekly.com, the largest independently owned MMA website in the world. Keep your game tight and your mind right. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Thank you so much for being here for UFC 327 Live on MMA Weekly.
I'm just calling to say I